everything else kind of loses its importance. So you'll know what your issue is, your drug of choice or whatever your substance will be. It'll stand out broadly. There's going to be no mistaking it. If you're alcoholic, you're going to drink. You might smoke a doobie or do a line, but if you're an alcoholic, nothing is more important than that. And narcotics was my thing.
Okay, so how did that start? Like, what got you there?
It's
Like, why did that happen?
it's crazy because you can go. I can touch on so many things, but ultimately I would just have to say that it was kind of preordained. Like, my family has had an issue with it on both sides, so it's not I don't think that my mother and father got together and was like, ooh, we're gonna have another substance abuse person in our family. I just think sometimes the weight of life makes all these little small kind of cataclysmic things arise. My father was a hard worker. My mother worked hard. She partied hard too, but in retrospect, so did he. He just did it different ways. And I know people who use liquor or substances, but it's not causing them any problems. And that's how you discover if you're an addict or you just indulging, so to speak.
Okay, so you said that your parents were partiers,
Yeah,
right?
You get this coin. Let's say my family, my mother and father made me. Both of them created to make me. And I have bits and pieces of both of them. And all of that plays a part in my substance abuse. I am a dedicated, hardworking man. I have principle. So in substance abuse, that helps. I won't do this or I will do that. It's the difference between robbing a bank or raking leaves. If you ain't got no principles or no integrity, you ain't gonna have that in your addiction either. So now anybody and everything is fair game. But because my father instilled certain things in me early on, no matter what I turned out to be later, no matter how bad it got, my addiction or my abuse, I was still able to keep those things. And it got dark. I mean, I did some things where you would be like, how can you say you got principles? Because I had to implement those to only get it to that level in that situation. Because you take people who beg or panhandle or that's a part of somebody's integrity because they don't have to ask. People could literally just start taking from people. At some point, you got to have some kind of character and integrity or principle just to know that you can't take something from somebody, because a person with no integrity can take anything you got or character. He don't care that you got a family. He don't care.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, so it's so many levels, but I would say it was kind of preordained and genetic for me.
Yeah. And when did you notice that? At what age?
Ooh, that's a good one. Being honest with myself, I noticed it at 15, 16. I noticed anything I was going to do, I was going to do it hard. I didn't care if it was a good thing or a bad thing. I was going to push it to the max. And unfortunately, substance abuse was a bad thing. But, and it ain't weird to say, it kind of helped me as an adult. It started young with just choices you make that fall into the path that say, okay, he gonna have some issues. You do things in abundance, it becomes a pattern. I do the same thing all the time. That's a pattern. Then that pattern set the tone for what you call a cycle. The pattern created the cycle.
Yes.
So, and it just 15, I knew I was gonna go hard. Whether I played basketball, I was a baseball player, I could have probably been somebody, but the negative got me, and I went hard negatively.
Of course. So what was that? What did that pattern look like for you? You know.
It started with actually isolation is the first sign for people. If you don't know and you got somebody you care about and you're trying to figure out what's going on. If you don't notice isolation, people separating themselves from you and they always around, something else is consuming that time, that spot, that void. And not all of it be good. So when I started isolating and wanting to be away from the people I loved and started spending more time with people away from them, it got bad.
Especially motherfuckers that, don't have, they might not have that integrity. They might have those values. They might not, and then you're around them and then you're doing shit that they're doing and then you're putting your family off. You're getting away from yourself and,
Then you start adapting those behaviors because the people you were originally getting that attention from, they were doing different things. You start hanging with negative people, you start adapting those ways. It's just the way it works.
Okay, so can we talk about your first time? Like, I still want to get to this like pattern, and if you don't want, if you don't want to describe anything, if you don't want to talk about that, that's totally cool. So, like, what did that pattern look like for you? You noticed it at 15 or 16 years old. What was it that came into your life? Who were the people? And like, where were you? And like, what was happening? And where did it go? And then it fell into a cycle, right?
Right. Okay. So,
like, do you remember the first thing, the first time?
Yeah, my father is from the South, and he got at me about smoking cigarettes, and he was like, "You can't buy them. How do you smoke something you can't buy? You don't work." And I was like, "What? I can get it. I can finesse this." I thought, being charming and manipulative was just something everybody did, but they call it rubbing shoulders or smoozing. Nah, it's kind of a play, and he knew that for me, as good as I am with people, he knew that for me would start a bad pattern, and he exposed me for who I was. He bought me a pack of cigarettes, and he said I'd never do that again, and he didn't. It's like men buy their own cigarettes, so it started a pattern for me.
Yeah. So it started with that's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
That's kind of crazy that your dad did that.
Yeah. Yeah, and
your dad, and like.
Go ahead, bro.
How do you feel about that? Do you ever look back on that and be like, "Fuck, man, I wish my dad never did that"?
No, because
no.
Had he not, I probably wouldn't be here today because see, it gave me a work ethic. If I wanted to, and even in my substance, I might have not paid bills with the majority of my income or my money, but I got up and went to work. I might have blew all the money Saturday, but I worked all week for it. So it showed me that if I wanted to get high, I had to work to get high, and he taught me that. He worked to take care of his family. You want something, you got to work for it. It wasn't a positive thing I was doing with the revenue, but I worked to get high. I didn't, violate others. I know guys, I was in prison with guys, and they was like, "Dang, you back?" I was like, "I ain't never left." "You back again, though?" 3 and 4 times. That's that, there it was. My defiance and being stubborn will ultimately save me in my addiction. But I saw the pattern, too, after he exposed it, because I worked, I got paid, I disappeared. Come back, work, get paid, disappear.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. So where was this?
Milwaukee. Oh, now that's cool. I'm glad that you said that. Us being in New York and all.
Yeah.
And when I got here, I was like, damn, I ain't left nowhere. I mean, it's just bigger buildings, but I felt like it was still the same thing. And it was yeah.
Yeah, on like a fucking 20 times level, my bro.
Yeah, it was Milwaukee on crack. Yeah, real talk. And it's,
lots of crack.
Yeah, lots of it. It's like smack, But no, and my cycle, it was repetitive though. I did a bit in prison, but it only took me one go. That was a cycle I wasn't going to repeat. Fuck that, no way, no shape. Ain't nothing in the world sending me back there, buddy. Not gonna work.
Yeah, can we talk about that a little bit? What was that like?
Oh, it was not like Hollywood movies. I was terrified. I ain't gonna lie.
Mm-hmm. How old were you? How old were you when that happened?
24.
24 years old.
23 when I first went to prison. I did 8 years. Yep. 8 years for like $237.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And why? Wait, for $237? Why?
Because the state said it was a serious crime, and it wasn't. Nobody got hurt, no weapon. It's just the zip code I was in at that time was making a stand on being tough, and I put myself in a system grinder, and I got grinded. I couldn't be mad at the system. They were just trying to do what they do. So yeah, I got 8 years for a Class I felony, and it was considered robbery by threat of force. So at first I was looking at like 65 years when they was doing their stuff. They're like armed robbery and this, and this. You facing 20 on this count, 20 on that count. But in the end, they gave me 8 years for taking $237, roughly.
Thank God. So what, you robbed something?
Yeah, a sandwich shop.
You robbed a sandwich shop.
On the corner, and that's the addiction thing. I lived in the neighborhood, stayed there my whole life. You know, it ain't like they didn't know me. I was up the street all the time. And you would think that would have kind of weighed, like what sane person robs the store? I eat there all the time. It's my favorite restaurant. Shout out to Subway. But anyway, no, but, and that's where the grind of the system can get you, because no argument was even made to the just like the rationale of, where did you get this guy? And it wasn't no fugitive manhunt. I was across the street at the KFC eating when they got me. So it ain't like I robbed them and ran on it and went on this, elaborate spree. I walked home, got high, and kept hanging out. I don't know, maybe they was looking for me that day. I was sitting on the porch. So, it was one of them dumb things you do when you don't care about yourself and you in the midst of substance abuse.
Yeah.
But it's life.
Yeah. So they said that you were threatening. So did you have something on you? No.
I was blinking like a red light in a train district, bro. But anyway, I remember it. I can tell you.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how explicit. I don't be vulgar, but I can tell you that whole day, and I remember it.
Yeah, take us through it.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. My mother.
I want you to be honest, man.
All right. Well, this is gonna be a good tidbit. My mother and my grandmother had seen me earlier that day, and I had asked for money. I come from a family, and there's a few of us, few people who suffer from substance abuse, and they were concerned about me. I had been on a run, a bender, and I asked them for some money. And my mother is a great woman. I can't say enough about her. And she was like, no, this is it. We not giving you no more money. Nobody wants you around. And she was giving me tough love. And that's what we as parents call it, tough love.
Yeah, right.
And I said, if you don't give me some money, I'm going to go in this store and I'm going to take me some money. She was like, if that's what you want to do then, you go right ahead. Don't call me. Yeah, I called her because I went in that store. And it was that moment. Yeah, that moment right there. And it wasn't because she didn't give me money. It was because she was right I went in there. Yeah. I just wanted to know she was right. And yeah, I didn't think I would get 8 years, but best 8 years I ever had.
Best 8 years you've ever had, you said?
Best 8 years easily then, because what I got the last 12, I've been out because I haven't been back in 12 years, thank God. And a little effort on my behalf, a lot. But yeah, I went one time, and 8 years, I learned more about myself than I did in almost 46, walking around with the world and the people. It took 8 years in a box by myself for me to learn what I was made of, what I was capable of, what I could do, what I couldn't do, what I was willing to do, what I wasn't willing to do, and ultimately what I could take and what I can't. I cannot take being alone with myself, so therefore I won't go back to prison. Can't be in a room with myself.
Well, that's all I was about to say. That's a lot of time to think.
I loved it though, and You know, I was scared when I first went because, you know, you see the movies. I had some cousins went. The first 2 days I showered with my boots on because I was like, you got to stay ready. I want to be shivved. But it's Wisconsin. It ain't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
it wasn't like that high of a security prison, or was it semi-decently high?
I went to medium. I was originally placed medium security because I had no prior background. That was another thing I couldn't understand why I ended up with 8 years. I'd never been in trouble, but that's another political discussion. We'll table that one. But yeah, and I took that time and just ran with it, man. And 8 years to think and write and to know who you are, man. It's like a sabbatical. I went on a penal sabbatical. You know, I was out there, but I made friends with guards and I wrote 8 books. You know, yeah.
You wrote 8 books.
8 books. 8 books, bro.
You wrote 8 books.
Yes, I did.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah, and my count is actually 600 books read. I've read 600 books.
Wow. Wow, so you're a big thinker, big writer. Have you always been like that? Like before you started getting into these patterns and substance abuse, were you always writing?
No, believe it or not. I mean, I was a decent student. I was pretty sharp. I was pretty smart. I could have been really smart, but I was lazy mentally. I was lazy just enough to keep my dad and them off me. See a work in my house, so that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. But no, when I got alone in that cell.
Same here.
Yeah. No, I mean, I don't know. I think you didn't bring seeds in the house, man.
I did. I did for sure.
Yeah.
Until I got to college, and then I was like, you see, I can get AIDS if I really want to.
Right. Yeah.
Literally.
We couldn't bring us less Tennessee in the house, or you ain't gonna want to be there.
Same here. That was my dad. I mean, my dad wanted B's.
Yeah.
He was fine with C's, but he's like, you know, if you get a B, that's fine.
Yeah.
You get a C, like that's fine too, but like
you can do
on,
that.
Like,
yeah.
You get a B. Yeah, I mean, like, so.
Yeah, but I took that and I got in prison, and then like I was at prison is expensive. And because my family was giving me tough love, and I felt I deserved it, I did this to myself. I'm gonna get out of this by myself. So I didn't really write or ask them to send me things like TVs and stuff. So I ended up the first 2 weeks you kind of be locked in a cell. You go when you get there, and that's how reading started. I didn't. You get locked in when you first come in a Dodge, and you locked in for like 24 hours a day for like the first week. This is to train you to get used to being locked up.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the trick, right? So you only got an option of a Bible or a Quran for that first week. And somehow someone left a book in there. I must have read that book in 2 days. Then I was like, dang, that was fast. Now I got nothing to do. So I started trading snacks for books. And it took off. I started reading, and when I was getting ready to get shipped out of Dodge, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna start writing, because I was reading urban fiction and it sucked. They couldn't talk. I mean, that's not how we all talk. So I was kind of like, I can't even read the urban fiction because in the middle of a sentence it's fo, F-O, and then it say S-H-O. That's not how we talk for show. And so I was like, I'm gonna change the literary game, and I started writing. I was writing, and paper was hard to come by when I first went to prison. It was a commodity. Like, it was expensive. People didn't have people. You in prison, you ain't got a whole lot out there. You know, the world, they still live in the world. So I started writing on the back of like paper bags, because you get stuff, medical bags, crackers and stuff. I started writing on that. And one day I threw it all down. I had like a pad of paper and 6 piles of bags I done wrote on front and back. And I threw it down. And the old guy got off the bed, and he was like, why'd you quit? I was like, it sucked. I don't think I like it. So he picked it up and read it. And later that night, he came back to me. I was in a bunk rolled in, because that's, you get shipped to the barracks, and then you get shipped out, like military-style bunks. And he came back. He was like, that's the best book I ever read. He was like, you can't stop. He was like, I need to know what happened to him, because he was on his way to go to prison for life. And he was like, I need to know what happened in this book.
Wow.
Yeah, and I made him a character in the book.
Oh shit! What was his name?
His name was what was his name? Oh, his name was Rico Polo. They called him Rico. He was kind of Mexican and black. He was Rico Polo, and he was a bartender. And he knew everything. Everything anybody needed, you go in the bar, and he knew the gossip on everything. And I wrote it actually about my friends Nick and George and my cousins. It was called My Mans and Them. And my cousin and them robbed my guys at the car lot. Well, they ain't in the car lot business in the book. But yeah, they robbed him for $20 million. My mother was in the book. She's a reporter named Scoop Newsworthy. And it's crazy, yeah.
Scoop Newsworthy.
Yeah, because she nosy, man. She's nosy.
Because she's nosy.
Yeah, so, and to this day, I just love to write. And that started, poetry happened 2 years into my bit. And then I never stopped.
Mm-hmm. Because that made you feel better, like talking it out loud, or what?
Oh yeah, I was able to take a look at myself through words that a mirror could never give you. A mirror, you see yourself in a mirror, you see physical. But when you express yourself out of your mind and put it on paper, and you get to replay that, you be like, damn. If you journaling became a thing, and I just started using all of that. And I put together an array of books, numerous books, and different literary works of art. And believe it or not, my favorite 2 books is my poetry book, Stand Account. And that's the name of the poetry book.
What's it called? Stand Account?
Standing Count. The Man, the Convict, the Addict. And it's got me in 3 different levels of a prison cell, 3 different tiers. And you got the man, the convict, and the addict, because all of those dudes did time. You know, I'm one person, but inside me lives so many people. You know, the man, the father, also everybody did time on different tiers, and that's where I came with the book and my novelty item, 101 recipes for romance. That's my baby.
The romantic man.
Yeah. You can't get none, so you just think about it all day. Excuse me.
Wow. Okay. So what was that like going into prison? And like you had, let's see here, you've been out for 12 years.
Yes, sir.
You were in there for 8. So at the time, Geiontae was 5, right?
Yes, sir.
So what was that like going to prison with a 5-year-old kid like that?
You know what? I knew for all that it is, you know, you have to accept things. I was in Dodge and I couldn't change none of it. So I had to accept, 1, that I cheated my children, 2, because that was first, you know, and then I'm going to miss so much. A lot of people I loved, cared about, died while I was in there, and that's hard. You don't get to pay your respects. But in the end, I slept easy at night because the first time my kids saw me in prison, they came to Dodge. This is the realest shit I could ever tell you about my children and just how sharp I knew these kids was going to be. So my mother and family had decided that it was in my children's best interest that they don't know their dad is in jail or prison. So they told them I was away at college. Now, I don't know what they thought they was telling these kids, because these kids had them fooled. So that was their ploy. Your daddy away at college. So when they brought him up to Dodge Correctional Prison, and it's this big prison, and it kind of looks like a Gothic castle in a sense. So I come out, and my mom and Tay and Weedy is there, and they pint-sized little dudes, and they run up to me, and Tay is looking, but Tay's always been the nosy dude too, though. Tay looking. They run, give me a hug, and I say, well, she was like, my mom is trying to make small talk, and you know, we crying, but she like, we'll do what we can for you, but don't you worry about nothing. And Tay's sitting back, he's about this high, he's sitting back in a chair, and he's looking around, and he says, so Daddy, you're in school, huh? And I'm like, yeah, Dad's in college, because my mom is already giving me the signal, like, yeah, that's what we told him. And he was like, so, he looking around, he look at me, what kind of college is this? And I'm like, it's an all-boys college. He was like, because where's the girls? He asked me where the girls was, 5 years old, 6 years old. I'm like, oh, it's an all-boy college. And he was like, He was like, and why are you guys all wearing the same color? And I'm like, we have to wear uniforms, you know, but I can see that this is not. He set me up. So I know it, but my mama and them thinking they working it. She like, yeah, she's enjoying this. So he, after one more question, he say, so where are the teachers? And I was like, the guys with the blue shirts on. I'm talking about the correctional guards. And all of a sudden he looked at me. He was like, so you're in college and this is a school. Why did your teachers wear handcuffs? Because every guard got handcuffs. And I look at him, I look at my mom, I'm like, no, that ain't gonna work for me. Daddy is in prison. Daddy did that. Hey, and the reaction I got was the most realest thing you could ever get, and everybody laughed because Tay jumps. I didn't see, he was like, see, I told you, Weedy, Daddy was in prison, I told you. And it was just so surreal for me.
Oh my gosh.
Because apparently they had put work into this lie they told my baby, but he already knew. Daddy was missing for way too long. He knew what it was, so yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Tay, do you remember that? Do you remember that happening? You do?
See? Yeah, so, and then Tay was always a big brother, though. It's like I'm a big brother to my brother no matter what goes on. So when I left, I knew my two boys would be okay. They take care of each other. Shit happens. I'm fucked up. But I didn't for 1 second during that whole stretch worry about my children. God wouldn't do that to me. I've done enough. He wouldn't have, I couldn't have bared that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have never came back from addiction had something happened to my mother, God forbid my children, or my brother. It's just certain things that I wouldn't recover from. So I wasn't worried when I seen my baby, and he was like, ha, I knew it. I had to get back out. So I just kept my head down, did what I did, and got out and stayed out.
That's crazy, man. I feel like, kids got these, they got intuition.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They can tell when a lie is being, once they get to, 5, 6, 7, 8 years old, like
that's about how many cows you're going to have.
They know when that lie is happening,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, it's hard for me to lie to my nieces and nephews, and I try not to ever lie to them. And
right.
And why would you? Who wants to be growing up with lies? You know what I mean? Like, nobody wants to be doing that shit, So I applaud you on that. I think that's, that was a great way to go about it, and I'm glad that you stepped up to the plate and just took fucking ownership for that. You know what I mean?
It's just the way it works sometimes, man, and things happen.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna reset this camera,
okay.
but I'm gonna ask you a question, and you can keep talking because this other one's gonna keep rolling. But so you wrote 8 books. Okay, so how long were some of these books? And you said your poetry is your favorite one, right?
Right.
So like, what was going through your head? What were some of these stories that you were writing about? Were they fantastical, and like, were you making up stories, or were any like related to what you were going through?
Ironically, or I ain't gonna say ironically, I use bits and pieces of everything I went through, to create some of my works. The thing about writing is, if you can imagine it, you can write it. So there's no limit to it. So I use pieces of me in every book. So yeah, it's some of my real life in every one of those books, no matter how fictional the story I created. But it is definitely a lot of me in every piece of work. Yeah. And I just love to write, and I take that and I empty myself though. So yeah, when you in prison and you in a bad space spiritually, with yourself, you in turmoil. Those little notes I leave myself mentally, you go and you read some, because everything ain't finished in 30 days. Like, I was pumping a book out in 30 days. Like, I had my own personal library in prison. I was checking book. They would read my books in notebooks because I bought typewriters. Will Smith even bought me a typewriter, bro. Yeah. Overbrook Entertainment sent me a typewriter.
Wow.
The Pursuit of Happiness had just came out, and my family couldn't afford one, and I didn't want to be disappointed, so I didn't even ask them. I just went with they broke. I didn't want to be disappointed. So I started writing companies and telling them I want to be a writer. I wrote Chris Gardner, and the movie is about, and I wrote Overbrook Entertainment, and they sent me a typewriter. I told them I was in prison and how much the movie meant to me, and they sent me a typewriter, bro.
Wow.
8 years I didn't watch TV in my cell. I never had a TV or radio, nothing but typewriters. And everybody used to laugh because at night they'd be like Geion writing a book because you would hear da-da-da-da-da-da-da, ding, da-da-da-da-da. Yep, and I still got that joint. Still got that typewriter, bro.
Jesus Christ, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yep.
Wow, we've got to get that story to Overbrook.
Yeah, it's crazy because, people was like every day, and it was crazy because people in prison, they kind of give up on themselves. And when I saw a lot of that, and they was like, who you writing? I'm like, I'm writing this church to see if they'll send me a Bible, or I'm writing, and I'll be getting stuff, and then I'm getting 45 Christmas cards. Like, they be like, I was like, that was from the church. The church sent me, or, they sent me this. And it wasn't that I would tell them. It was more like I was just expressing how much the movie meant to me because I was going through still. You're learning about yourself, and I watched Pursuit of Happiness. So I wrote Chris Gardner. He owned a management company in Chicago and San Francisco. I wrote him. I wrote so many people. I wrote Terry Woods, and she sent me things. And she's a well-known black author and publisher. So, I sent people books and samples, and they was like, yeah, we own that. Let us get that. We want this kind of deal. But in the state of Wisconsin, you can't own a business from prison. Like, you can't start one in prison. So I didn't want to turn it over to nobody, so I just never did nothing with it, but I just kept them.
Wow. So where are they now?
In a box in my garage right now. Just waiting to be put on a different format. I mean, I got 9-10 tablets that's curled over, and you can still read every word. Good, that's good read, man.
Mm-hmm. You ever seen them? Yeah. You ever read them?
Not really.
Never read any of them.
I don't think I've ever seen either one of them gentlemen read a book. I was gonna buy one at the airport. I'm just see.
Actually, you'd be surprised what I've actually read.
Yeah, I said I didn't say you don't read. I said I've never seen you read.
I never read Catcher in the Rye.
Now we talking.
What else? Tale of Esperanza.
Yeah, see, he got a good. He got
nice.
The eyes for watching God.
Yeah, see, he got a ride. He got a ride
Nice,
with rain.
man. You're a reader. You're a reader.
That's one thing I did pay attention to.
Was he?
School was the reading because some books were very entertaining.
Hey, yeah.
I hated writing though. I hated typing. I hated anything that had to do with writing the story, transition words, all of that. I hated.
So,
But math,
can I?
math and actually reading books was my jam. Algebra, you can tell me nothing about.
I can see you as a reader for sure. Yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I got a question.
Yeah.
Have you ever had some issue? I mean, like, have you ever had to deal with somebody with substance abuse, or have you ever seen it firsthand?
Some friends. I was, through high school. I mean, I think low key, like, alcohol has always been a situation for me. And Wisconsin is so weird because, you can, drinking is so normal there, that for a long time, like, man, I don't have, like, fucking memories of college and shit, man. Like, I do, like, select things, but,
right.
And I think my memory and stuff like that it's not, like, fully attributed to drinking that much alcohol, but, yeah, man, like, I was drinking a lot of fucking alcohol through college, bro. Like, I was bartending, like, 3-4 days a week, and then on the weekends, like, I was going out and getting... Huh?
That's an occupational hazard. You're a bartender.
Yeah. And in Wisconsin, it's like if you don't drink when you're behind the bar, like, like I didn't really stop. Like, I didn't really, like, cut. Listen, I've never had an addicted personality.
Okay.
But, with Wisconsin, it's such a normal thing to just drink
right
whenever you do fucking anything.
Yeah. And see, there's the key. that's the key though. You know that one thing, an addictive personality. If you don't know yourself, you can't. It'd be like that addiction came out of nowhere, and addiction never comes out of nowhere. It's it's like a highway. You're going to get all kind of signs that's going to tell you some of the people in our lives, and that's when they be like, no, you can't put this on me. This is you or whatever. It's your fault. This is just something you did. Well, no, because at times I was calling. I shouldn't have to say help. I was doing things. Remember the pattern thing? I was doing things that was uncharacteristic of who I used to be before I started doing these things in addiction. So you didn't care or you just wasn't paying me no attention. So if you don't know yourself and that you have addictive personality traits, you are a walking disaster for substance abuse.
Right. It's like, and if you're seeing somebody struggle with it, and it's like, you feel like you want people to reach out, you want people to tell you, try and snap you out of it. You know what I mean? I think, I have a friend here, and he doesn't live in New York anymore, but he struggled with addiction for a long time. Not while I was around him, but he's told me a bunch of stories and stuff like that. So I've gotten a pretty good perspective of it. But nobody in my, well, I shouldn't say that. My uncle was, I think he was a pretty big alcoholic for a long time, but I wasn't around him that much. And then there's functioning alcoholics. And,
right. That's parallel.
I haven't been around a whole lot of people that struggle with
the heavier
anything
stuff.
super hard.
See, so now you're and that was what I was kind of going to get at. Like if you live I'm not saying, I don't want to use the word shelter and then it be, because normal lives, people drink. It's okay to drink. It's okay to smoke you a joint. You've worked, you come home, you kick your Red Wings off your Timbs and you fire up. There's nothing wrong with that. Your kids in bed, you can live and do everything responsibly. But it's those moments when you don't, and to see the hard stuff, man, I've seen things, and then it tells you what you made of and who you are in addiction too. Mm-hmm. I've been in some bad spots, man, and it's some spots I won't go back to too. But again, that was that level of substance abuse. So yeah, and that's like with life. It's certain women, she gonna make me get high. I can't date her. Or it's certain people you like, nah, can't hang out with him because he's sending me to jail. So all of that in my addiction made me self-aware. I have a cousin, I love him to death. Me and that boy can't be in the room 10 minutes. Not with a drink. Not me, but if he got a drink, that's his thing. But I can't be around him because we just not going to work. It's not in my best interest. I love him to death, but he ain't going to feel the consequences I feel when we collide because he don't care. I care because me and you two different levels of good and bad. His bad is like a typical walk in the park. Just another Thursday of my good. Like, that's his worst. He ain't going to even come close to what I got going on. So yeah, I relieve myself from that because people always say, oh, I would never. No, you would. You just never have to even think about it because you kind of got a self-check valve. You would never, because you ain't going to put yourself in situations to where that might even arise. Right. It takes a certain environment for sure for those things to happen. And yeah, I think, most of the time, addiction it's definitely like genetic, it's like you said, it's that shutoff valve that, people have in their brain. Yep. Most people, right? Yeah. Have it in their brain. And, when you don't have that, and then you get something that you like, yep, that makes you feel amazing or whatever it is. The euphoria of it. The euphoria, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely something that I've talked about with my friend. Yeah, and I took it, and then you kind of reverse the high, and you say, well, I'm gonna get re-addicted to hanging out with respectable people, good people. Get addicted to going to the park, sitting down, eating a sandwich. It took some time, and it's not, you can't reinvent the wheel. You just change. You don't reinvent it per se. You just rewire it. You retread it.
Yeah.
And hanging out with Tay and Weedy in New York has been awesome. These dudes have grown so fast, and like your people, I mean, it's stuff. If I was who I was in addiction, this wouldn't even be happening, baby. So I take it's a win for me.
Yeah. So what have you done to either slow down or completely stop? And I don't know if you're fully clean or what your situation
we ain't gonna play with it. No, I am not. Yeah. But what it is, I have to know. You can't get clean or be clean for nobody or any reason other than you want to be. Now, and people be like, oh, well, you still out of prison for 12 years? I used to be in jail 3 times a week. They didn't even lock my cell sometimes. They knew I was coming. It's not funny, but.
Why was that? That was because you were using?
I was full tilt poker, boy. I'm all in. And when I was, so it created a revolving door of certain collisions. And, I got stopped in the car, drug paraphernalia. That's you go to jail every week for that, But none of that happens to me today because I don't do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
I work. It took me forever to save an A&W check to get to New York. You know what I mean? I worked at A&W for 60 years to get here.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I value different things, man. So for real, if I was who I was, I wouldn't have anything. I wouldn't see my children because when I'm in addiction, I'm in addiction.
You're gone, yeah.
I'm not
in it, yeah.
I'm not making Christmas cookies with my nieces and nephews.
Right.
Yeah, so
yeah.
It's the nature of the beast. You sleeping on benches in parks because I know people who ain't seen their family and they in the same city for years.
Yeah. Wow. That's a scary place to be.
Yeah.
It's a scary place to be, my brother. What is what's that like on your fucking mentality? Like, where is your head? Are you, I mean, obviously I can assume at least you're looking for the next, high, right? So, what is that like? Like, what is that feeling? What is, like, are you scared? Like, I don't know if you're scared of it or if it's like a thrill or like, like, do you ever even have that moment to even like think and be like, maybe I shouldn't?
No, you know what?
This.
When you get that with that one little moment, because if you really in addiction, nothing matters but that. You don't care how you look, what you do, how you fit, how you smell. So I see, and it is kind of a reminder of that for me. I see things, and they got tails. Life will give you tails in addiction. When your hands and fingers are all burned up and, everything on you is bad, it's a mess. So that nothing else matters. When you have started using the bathroom outside in planter boxes, nothing else matters.
Yeah, that's scary. That's a scary place to be, my brother.
And I don't want to ever feel like that again.
I fucking hope you don't.
No, I'm not.
I hope you don't ever feel like that again.
I'm not. That's done for me. Now, I'm not saying that I'm going, eat paper and shit rainbows, but I know I'll never, ever put myself in a box again. I know I'll never, ever go down that addiction hole again. Not like that. My kids, I call my brother. I got nieces. I'm going to Chuck E. Cheese. I'm dressing up like Minions today. That's because addiction don't mean everything to me no more. I value me a lot more and the boys, and I got grandkids now, and they think I'm some sort of, Ferris wheel amusement park. So I got to keep the body up, man, because the kids looking to get picked up, but addiction will end it all. And it don't take a whole lot. And now with what's going on in the world with fentanyl and stuff, back in my day, man, when you got drugs, your dealer made you come eat a chicken dinner and shit. And they be like, oh, you look a little thin, man. Come in, sit down. Mama made rice. Nowadays, these dudes giving you stuff that they know ain't no good for you. Who watch somebody, sell somebody some stuff that they know the minute they walk away, they going to be dead. That ain't business. That's just evil, and the world done got evil, and I can't deal with that. So.
Yeah, but do you think at the same time, though, a dealer that's, putting in that extra effort and giving you food, do you really think they actually care about you? Or is it maybe they care about you a little bit? I mean, and they're like, you know what, like, yo, like, I don't want you to die because you're also a customer.
Yeah. He's protecting his investment for sure, but I mean,
right.
It's a weird parallel too, because I know guys, and the IRS they sold, they did over $10. Like some of these kids don't have any values, no principles. It's $10. Where I was always told, you never give people nothing you can't stand to lose. So for you to walk up and shoot this guy in the chest, over $10 bag you gave him, he didn't steal it from you. So what? He just ain't got your $10 yet. But you just killed this man. You took somebody, brother. So no, I don't want my kids to see me in no box and be like, really? So no, that ain't gonna happen. So I owe them more. So.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like, could you say that you've done anything, or have you done anything to help others that are in forms of addiction?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I can tell you like where I was really bad at, and I don't know if you're familiar with Milwaukee. Well, Lisbon, they call it the Blade. It's been documentaries about it, and it's like one of the most well-known drug and prostitution areas in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. But when I was bad, I was out there. I kind of grew up over there, but that's where I was. So yeah, today I'll go get pizza ranch, or I go get pizza and I take clothes and socks and purses. I go buying water when it's hot. So yeah, I get back. And again, I understand addiction. It's not sympathy. I'm showing empathy because I understand. You really have no control over why you out here. Yeah, we know it's to get high, but some people have no control over.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I give back. I go out there and I give them clothes. I give women the shirt off my back. Like we'll see them walking around and they don't did whatever, and she ain't got a shirt on. It's 30 degrees outside. She might not be all there, or she might just be that into her addiction. Mm-hmm. Here go a shirt.
Yeah, bro. So what do you think is like the answer for that? Because like you were able to get out of it, right?
Yeah.
From that dark place. So when you're going to help these people, like, you know, you might be giving them something kind of temporary, like a shirt or some food or whatever. But like, you know, where, and also it's not your job, right, to fucking get people out of their dark place. It's, you know, technically it's not your job, right?
Technically.
Right?
Right. I mean, I think.
Know, so, go ahead. So, no, yeah, I was just going to say, so like, you know, like, what do you think can fucking keep people from getting there and like, you know, getting in that, you know, or get them out of it?
You know what? I'm going to say it, and everybody might be like, oh, he's so fucking cynical. Helping. You know what? I'm going to tell you, I help because when I ask for it, everybody, you know, people think, you know, because I ask. I'm like, I need help. And they're like, oh, you don't need no help. All you need to do is sit down and do this and do that. And then, you know, I asked, but I didn't get what I needed. So I think if we help, and I'm not saying help in like you got to give them money or give people or give them excuses. I'm just saying help. Help is the key to stopping addiction.
Yeah.
It's the key. Help people. It's the only thing gonna cure it.
What is that like first step
to
get out of that fucking cycle?
Finding different people. and it's weird, but I don't know too many people who work 10-hour shifts, smoke drugs or shit all day long. It don't happen. Boy, I got to be at work at 5 a.m. So you don't see those kind of people. You ain't never been in a drug house and somebody put their shit down and be like, oh shit, I got to go to work. Ain't nobody going to work. We around here all day doing nothing. This is what they do all day.
Of course.
So when you involve yourself around people and you getting help, you know, I got great friends. I'm gonna shout them out though. Nick and George at the Latos. These are my friends. But they've been with me from 14, and I was a great kid. They father had some issues, and he did a little stint, but they wasn't alone, you know, and they came to our house, and when I got real bad, dog and them never turned their back on me. They never said nah. I was always Geion to them. Didn't matter what Geion looked like today or what he had gotten into, I was still Geion. So that helped me a lot because I had a place of mental and spiritual refuge with Nick and George. So it was no judgment. It was just good friends. And that meant the world to me because I had family didn't give a fuck. I'm just keeping 100.
Yeah.
But Nick and George never felt that way, and some of their friends told them to give up on me. I was like, you fucking nuts. This G, man. And Nick and George, I would probably say, are my primary two people who, because when I was in prison, I called. He never denied a phone call, and no matter when I called him, he sent it. And that meant the world to me. And so, yeah, I almost wanted to cry because thinking about it, that's what got me back, having friends that tell you that you can, to show you, be like, I remember somebody else. Those kind of people is what you need, because in addiction, you will lose yourself. And if you don't know who you are anymore and you can't get back there mentally, you got no reference. It's like being in the desert without a star in the sky. You just in nowhere.
Yeah.
You need people in your life and friends to be references, mental and eternal, like life references. Like, bro, we on this side of the river today. And eventually you'll get upstream. You know what I'm saying?
Are Nick and Mick?
Nick and George.
Okay. Nick and George, are they still here?
Yeah, Nick and George.
Today?
Yeah, they still here today, and it's actually, I don't know how, but it's the longest relationship I had than my family. Right? I've been knowing my family my whole life, but it's the best relationship I've ever had, and it's the longest lasting one. So I am definitely savable because if you're not worth saving and you're not supposed to be here, you won't be here. So
yeah. So where does like your kind of, what does your life look like for the next foreseeable future, I should say? Where does Geion want to end up? What kind of life does he want to be living? Not, if you're not living where, the life that you want to be living right now. And,
it's I know where I wanted to, everybody say they want the money, the millions, and, that shit'd be nice. I ain't gonna lie. Having jets and the great wealth and shit would be awesome. But Geion's future is bright, and I got everything I could have. I got my children. I'm steady extending my family. My legacy will never be tainted. I will go down as a great man with some troubles, but that's what's gonna make me great. That'll make me, my life is full, and that's why my addiction trailed off. People cling to addiction and shit because they got nothing else. I got a whole lot of shit. I got more now than I ever had, and it ain't money. It's not clothes. It's not material things. I got people who see me and I can't go missing 4 days. I can't go missing 10 minutes. They be like, where you at? That's what I got today.
Yeah, that's hard.
And that's the key to surviving addiction when it comes to people.
That's fucking fire. So they turned that leaf on you as well, right?
Yeah.
Has your family turned that leaf on you? Like, are they like now like supportive more instead of being like
figure
it out on your own, shun it? You've caused us enough problems and yourself problems.
Right?
And all that
No, I can honestly say, but again, we all get older and we get wiser because they was there in the beginning and they had their own shit. But no, the people who know you and love you, I don't give a fuck what you did to them. They gonna notice change. They gonna notice. So
yes.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Folks them notice change. They know. They and that's what make people who love you should be nosy as shit. What you doing? Why ain't you got your what? They should be questioning you. A person who don't question you normally in substance abuse don't care. That's just the way it works. If you not being questioned by the people you around and you know goddamn well that they should know, you should probably stop putting your eggs in their basket because people can tell you they love you. They love you. It's going to show.
Yeah. And what I was going to say was just a second ago because I was, we kind of like, we were about to kind of like cut each other off was, you know, when you start making those changes for yourself, that's when people want to fucking support you.
Right.
You know, because I've had this crazy thing in my life where even since I was a kid, like, you can ask my parents, like, we've brought people into my house, like, when I was a kid and shit like that, kids that were my age, like, that had terrible, like, home situations and, you know, at fucking, well, this was before I even moved, so, like, this kid was, like, I don't know, 10, he's, like, smoking cigarettes and shit like that because his parents smoked. And we're, like, 10 years old, and I'm, like, an athlete, and, like, my dad, you know, I had a great family life and stuff like that. And, you know, so we would, like, bring in, like, kids for a couple of days. Like, one day, like, one kid was just, like, in our fucking house. Literally.
See, that mean your parents were good people.
My parents are great fucking people.
Don't mean that they always pick the best fruit. But you know, you see what that's the same thing, bro. You are a testament. Now, I can tell you that now, like Nick and George are great people. They key. I hold you you got your own pedestal like a Wiz in the Coliseum. Your head to be on one of the statues around. You know, they be like, who's that? That's Kyle. And you know, my life Coliseum got a statue of Kyle.
That's crazy.
You know, because again, and I'm a compliment you again, and you can't beat a dead horse, they say, but I'm gonna beat your horse to death because you are an amazing dude, bro. And I missed key parts of my son's life, both of them. But you hope and you pray that, whether it's through their parents or the mother or whoever the father, that whoever is in your children's life are giving them what you would be giving them, you know, and you did it. And Weedy got his through a surrogate because obviously I was gone. But here we are, Tay's 25, and I think you're like 34, right? Imagine this conversation 25 years from now.
Yeah.
Yo statue gonna be dusty as hell, and y'all will be sitting here, Tay will be like, you remember you and the pop sit down, and you know that boy crazy. That show miss him.
Yeah.
I'm good. Don't nobody miss the person on Lisbon. They ain't gonna miss that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be missed, so I done my job. So yeah, people will people is how you survive addiction. Good people.
Yeah. What was that like, you know, kind of like having me there?
It was,
you know, like, for you,
a blessing. It's just the only way to describe you in my life and Tay life is a blessing, because there's so many men who give horrible advice to other men, or young men who lead other young men astray. Don't matter if you're black or white, but when you got people who you can sit back and say, I made a lot of bad choices, or I got these little bodies and minds to develop or influence. Then I think about who my son around. He don't know no gangbangers, because I didn't have them around none. You know, so I ain't worried about that. So it sets the tone to say, I'm not worried about my son getting no trash-ass advice from nobody, because he don't know those trash-ass people. So there. And that's how I hold you in high regards, because when it comes to getting advice about being a man or a philanthropist or athlete, or even his physical or spiritual well-being, he got real men to ask that shit. You got medals and you got all this going on, and you in the real world. I'm not. That's a blessing. He got an uncle who's not a nobody, or not just a nobody, but his uncle work hard. So he got great people in his life, and that's what matters. You are amazing. You molded people.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah, because like I think about it, you know, like especially like leading up to this podcast, I'm like, man, what is that like from, you know, your perspective? Because, you know, for me, I'm like, this is crazy, because I've only met you in person fucking
maybe twice or so. Right,
maybe, bro. You
don't have like, to go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, it doesn't really matter, but also at the same time, I'm like, bro, I don't really fucking know this man.
Right, but
you know, like, I need to get to know you more. You know,
you have a discernment about you. When people, you know how you see people, you like, nah, I ain't fucking with that person. Or you see people like, he look a little shysty or shady. Or people say, you know what's his name, so and so, and they tell you a story about him, and you like, oh yeah, that sounds like him. I don't have to worry about that because that's not who Kyle is. You see? So when I hear Kyle,
for sure, man.
I can only imagine they was doing something productive, or it's beneficial, or it's always gonna be on the level. You know, I've never heard nothing unlevel. So you be like, oh, I'm chilling with Kyle. I ain't like, shit, they robbing banks. You know, that's not what I get. You know, so it's always some sort of growth and growing pain for or opportunity when people deal with people like you, and that's what life is about, bro. George, I met George when I was 14. Look, Geiontae, look, I mean, look at the friendships, Bossman. But yeah, you are a heaven sender, because when you have people that take care of your people, it's like, you know, he went to another tribe, he came back. How was England, sir? Doc, how? You know, that's how I feel. He came back to Milwaukee, and everybody like, Tay in New York, and he telling us stories. Nobody stopped to think about how Tay was in New York. They was like, Tay was in New York. When he needed something, he didn't call you. Why? Because he had a cow. See, so those are the small little berries of fruit I get to pick and get full on, knowing that even though he 100, he could have called us, but he didn't have to.
Yeah,
he got somebody. So that puts you in a different realm, man. You
that's wild.
Like Thor. Yeah,
Ooh,
like Thor,
that's the second time somebody's mentioned Thor in the last 24 hours to me. Maybe
man.
Maybe I'm gonna have to. Maybe I gotta watch Thor Ragnarok.
Right.
I was told to watch Thor Ragnarok. Well, that's what they say. They say it's the best one. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta go watch that one. But yeah, that's just crazy. Just because I think about mostly everything you hear about me or have seen of me has been through him.
Yeah.
That's a crazy experience.
And there's always positivity in it. And when people talk about people and they smiling and they animated, that means it was a good thing that they talking and they passionate about the person they talking about. I never heard Kyle say, this damn Tay say, this goddamn cow getting on my nerves, man. Ooh, cow. You know, you don't have those kind. And not saying
will you actually say it though.
yeah. I mean, I'm quite sure you two can have grown man disagreements and shit and challenge each other. But I ain't never heard you, or like when we got here, the embrace was genuine. Like, damn, he had just left. I'm like, he just left, damn, you know. But it was a genuine embrace, and that show y'all really do. Use each other as like sounding boards for life and shit. So, yeah, and, when you got good friends, no matter how old, how young, you value those things. And, dog, I'm happy because now I got a friend, and that's what it's about. I just picked up another friend, then I picked up 3 more, with caviar. I mean, I told my brother, he was like, you was at an art gallery. He was like, that damn Tay and Kyle got you at an art gallery. I was like, dang, why can't I just go to the art gallery? He was, no. Somebody, I'm like, yeah, but I was with Tay and Kyle. He was like, I knew it. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's worried about me at home because I'm with Tay.
Yeah.
Now, if I came here with a Luce or Jacoby, it might be helicopters flying around. They're like, nah, they into something. But being up here with Tay, Weedy, and you, nobody's worried. And that's
and you're supposed to be in an art gallery, bro. You're an artist, all right?
Right. I know, but they ain't got those in Milwaukee. They got liquor stores.
They got them. You gotta go find them.
Yeah,
They got them.
Yeah, they sure do, but I don't like that.
They got them. You gotta go find them.
You're right, but then I'll be by myself, and then I'm gonna be the fly in the milk, because ain't nobody I know in Milwaukee doing art galleries.
It's okay. That's how you break through, my bro.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
You gotta see something to experience it, to understand it, to fucking feel it, to want to have it be a part of your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I didn't fucking model or do photography until it was around me. I didn't do acting until fucking. I was modeling, and the dude I was shooting with was like, yo, you should go take some acting classes or some improv. I could go take some improv. I'd go find that shit.
Right. You want it, you got to look for it.
Got to ask questions. You can do anything that you fucking want if you go and put yourself there. You know what I mean? Just like you're saying. You know, I kept telling him when he came out here, I'm like, bro, you need to go to these places.
Yeah.
You need to go to these things. Like, if you want to be doing something, you need to fucking go there and do it.
Yeah. You got to put yourself around the people with the things that you want.
100%.
Yeah. I got
100%.
you. You ain't lying.
You know, and then also attract people and attract the things that you want, you know? And yeah, that's why I go to fucking certain cafes in the city, bro.
Yeah.
I go to a certain cafe to work because I'm like, you know, these are the people that I want to surround myself with first and foremost.
Right.
Secondly, there's people here that are lower than me in terms of, you know, networking. There's people that are on my same level, and there's people above me.
Yeah.
So, you know, and that's just a good environment to be in. You know, so you got to like conjure those, you know, those right situations for yourself and stuff like that. And
yeah, I'm working on it. I got married.
You got married?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't be out too long.
Yeah. She ain't called. She ain't looking. No, just no, man. It's all part of the soup, man. You know, life is like gumbo. All kind of shit going that pot. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I seen collard green gumbo, and I was like, what the fuck did they do to gumbo? But then I thought about it. I was like, shit, that was always probably the original gumbo, leaves and shit. You never know, and life is just like that shit.
Speaking of more things, you know, like in places that you want to be in life, what are some of those things for you?
I really want to be, for me, my 100% to be 100% satisfied with myself, and it's not like it's a dream, like it can't be obtained because it could, but to be totally at peace with myself, like I've made the difference I wanted to make. It would really be having a nonprofit. Yeah, I want to help, and I help a lot. I do all kind of things. I go out of my way to help others. I don't care what it is, who you are. I help.
For addiction?
Anything. I do anything for people. I helped a guy the other day in Milwaukee before we got on the plane. By myself, I helped push his car with his kids he was stuck, but he couldn't get out. He was going to call in. I got down on the ground, put my feet in the curb, and I'm sitting in the snow, 4 inches of snow. I don't know this guy. I ain't got no people walking by. I sat down and I told him I'm a rocket, and I got him out of there. But I ripped my shirt. I hurt my back.
Rocking the car.
Yeah.
Classic.
But he was about to call in for work. Like, he was like, I was going to call in because I couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And I got him out. And he was like, I ain't got no money. I was like, I didn't want no money. I got money. You ain't got no lunch? I gave him lunch money. You know, I was like, no,
nice.
I just did it because I was on my way somewhere and you was stuck. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm.
Never mind, they just 35 below and I ain't got no gloves on. Who cares, right? It's only fingers. No, but now I want to help people, and I actually want a plaque saying that I did this. It's dedicated to Geion. That's what I want. And it might sound so fucking trash and small, like all the shit. I want a plaque saying, and dedicated in loving memory of Geion, because he was this kind of person. I want that on the building. That's what I want.
Do you ever think about your death?
All the time, because I dabble in the arts. If you doing the things I was doing in addiction and you wasn't thinking about your death, you wasn't committed. You know what I'm saying? Doing the things I was doing early, I definitely thought about it. And that was for the wrong reasons though, because I was knocking at the devil's door. But now I think about my death, and I think about all the people it'll cheat, because it's only one of me. It's only one of me, and I do everything for everybody. They'll be like, damn, I wish I had a Geion. They were like, damn, I wish Geion was here. Or damn, I could sure use Geion. So yeah, now I think about it like, I'm old. I'm on the backside of life, and so to speak, because I got some some heart issues and stuff. But but I think about Zola and Tay kids when he have them. He could go another 10 years. Be nice to see his boys, but I don't know where to hold. So I'll feel like I cheated maybe a grandkid or something if I'm not able to do or be the Geion I am for all the rest of them. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave a big void in my family because I travel to cut their grass, I build their houses, I fix their light fixtures, you know.
So do you feel like your family sometimes doesn't appreciate you?
Hell yeah, I know that, but it's okay. Hell yeah. Whoa, shit, man, that almost, yeah, that shit real.
It sounds like you don't feel appreciated.
I ain't, but I'm okay with it. It's just who they is. Ain't nothing I can do to change that. I love y'all. Shouts out to the people that don't appreciate me. But, you know, I mean.
You know, I felt like that.
You for real?
Oh, yeah. I felt like that for a long time.
What?
I still feel like that in certain regards. And
you don't see that coming, though, with you.
Yeah, but man, because people even always say to me, like, you're so nice.
Yeah.
You're so nice. It's like, well, shouldn't we all just be fucking nice?
You would think.
And fucking selfless, like,
yeah.
Seriously, you know what I mean? So I've gotten screwed over so much, and I have always struggled with, like, the feeling of putting out so much energy and effort for other people and not feeling like I've received it back. I even feel like that in my career, and I'm trying to get the fuck over that by just saying, like, yo, I'm grateful for the things that I have and that I've done and the things, like, that I'm doing and where I'm going to go with my life, because I think you got to realize that if you're feeling like that, then you should probably just be fucking putting your fucking energy somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
You know, if you going,
because then people will realize that they need you.
Yeah, but
right?
Yeah, but if you really think about it, when was the last time somebody just told you thank you? And you're like, what are you telling me thank you for? I didn't do nothing. You don't have to do something to be thanked, you know?
Yeah.
And so
100%.
That's why we feeling unappreciated. Mm-hmm. You know, just to thank you for the shit you did for me 17 months ago, you might not have done. But, you know, or just to thank you for waking up and giving me a call today. Mm-hmm. You know, you don't have to always expel some sort of energy or monetary value to get thanked. Just like, fuck, thanks, Kyle. You know, thanks, man.
And
it's just genuine, because I am thankful that you're walking around, and I appreciate your shit. You're good. But people don't do that no more.
Mm-hmm.
When you moved in, did somebody bring you a basket of bread? Remember those days when you moved into a neighborhood? You didn't have to buy shit for your house, because the whole neighborhood bought you here was this, we bought you this over. No, you move in somewhere, they don't fucking even looking at you. They don't even help you unload your U-Haul. As a matter of fact, they go to putting up cameras and shit. New neighbor, I don't know. This dude. Baby C-cap him. I took his mail. It's Kyle Kelly. No, but
Keeley.
Yeah, you know. And
that's funny. They started putting up cameras.
Yeah. I used to be the element. Now I'm putting up cameras. I'm like, who's these new guys over here, man? Baby, go get my screwdriver.
That's hilarious. Yo, I gotta take a pee.
Okay.
I don't know if somebody wants to come on the microphone, or if you wanna talk to the camera and you wanna maybe you could do a poem or something like that.
Okay.
Or if you want to get one of your boys on the camera real quick and on the microphone.
We'll definitely take a pause for the calls. Maybe I'll give y'all got one question apiece. Y'all want to ask me something on anything on your box? Okay.
What did you say?
A poem. Okay.
What do you guys want to do? Yeah.
I'm gonna see what I got.
Okay.
Oh, and you know what? And since we've been on life and stuff, this is me talking to God. Like, it's a poem I wrote, and it's called A Hustler's Hymn, and it's me talking to God. Like, the ones I wrote like that, I really don't perform because they like real personal, my spiritual. This is me and God going at it, so I don't perform the God pieces, because sometimes it's just me, man, being that one with the man. And it's called The Hustler's Hymn, and it's a dear Father, are you even there? I glance toward the heavens and wonder, do you even care? I mean, where does the certified goon turn when his hustle's tired out, when he's tired of pistol popping and having self-doubt? Is there truly a heaven for a G? Or better yet, how about me? Can you please just once answer your boy? Can you at least let me know where I stand and possibly the score? Because everything I know now doesn't seem to make sense. My spirituality hanging in a balance like smoke from an incense. Do I pray or do I play? Continue to live or cease to exist? These are the moral conflicts I contemplate while sitting in this fix. I'm no Noah and life's been no Eve. My urban garden is full of temptation, mainly drugs and weed. Now tell me, how do you expect me to live and live in this righteous life where my community is commonly referred to as gangster's paradise? What do you want from me or even expect me to do? I bought into the slogan, what would Jesus should do? But yet and still, like the way I sit, I paid my dues the hard time. I know this ain't it. So please, God, just this once, why don't you answer your boy and let me know the score? Drop the ball on that one, Cal. It's been so long, man.
You good. Keep going.
Yeah, I can't even remember it, Cal. I lost it.
Oh, okay.
It's been old. I just wrote that, when I write it like that, I don't perform, so I don't make them repetitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God, I'm not that guy to be like, when I fell on hard times, God abandoned me. Hell no. I left dog back there holding the bag. So, and that's why when everybody be like, if it's such a God, why did he make me go through that? God had nothing to do with the shit I was doing. God was like, boy, don't do that. And I was like, fuck God, I got you. Hold on, folk. So, yeah, I take that, and it's just, it's rough, but it's good because I don't fold.
The power of free will, the power of choice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and I got this. I was in prison and I read the Quran and I went through a Muslim kick. It's like a rite of passage. You black, you go to jail. You got to become a Muslim. Yeah. So they don't even got pork no way. I don't know. That's I watch TV, so I got me a kefi and a prayer rug. No, but
you did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I was following it for a minute.
Yeah.
And then I realized, like, hell, wait a minute. I dated a Laos chick for a while, and she had me reading Gandhi and Buddha. Then I was like, damn, him and dude sound. Then I went back and started meditating. I started fucking with Gandhi books, his principles and shit. So one day I'm in a cell and I'm sitting there. I'm like, I got a Bible, Quran, I got the Hindu practices, and then I'm reading about the monks. I'm like, shit, I'm a different religion every day of the week. No matter who show up at the end of the world, I'm a plug thug, baby. So and I just take it that way.
That's how I am, bro.
Yeah,
that's how I am, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
for real?
I'm fucking spiritual, man. Like I don't care where. I got this. You already know this, boy.
Yeah, that's a Tibetan little elephant, right?
No, Hindu.
Yeah. Okay.
Ganesha.
Okay, I couldn't pronounce that.
The remover of obstacles.
GHI, right? Or something like that?
GANESHA.
Oh, yeah, see, black
Ganesha.
people can't spell too good, man. No.
No, but I mean, I hear you on that because, I mean, I don't know if you know that I spent a lot of time over in, like, the Middle East and the Emirates and stuff like that, and I was in Egypt for
I didn't know that.
A month and stuff like that, yeah.
Damn, what I wouldn't give to go to Egypt.
So I was around a lot of Muslim people. For a long time, for probably like
how was that?
In total, 3 or 4 months.
You say you spiritual. Now I'm asking the question. It's for really, because I believe like certain people, they take trips like that, and it's a defining moment for them. Like prison was for me. Like and what you know about me, like something like that has to be like out of body like shit. Like I don't even know what I would do if I got on soil like that, because I understand the culture of it and the significance this piece of land is played in world history. So how do you stand on that kind of soil and just dig your toes in it and be like, shit, I'm standing on some most epic fucking soil in evolutionary history? How did that shit feel?
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I think, the oldest places that I've been are probably Lebanon, Egypt, and India. Well, Lebanon.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Lebanon was like, Roman. I mean, Egypt is obviously the oldest.
Yeah, I'm just like, how do you even file that shit away when you went somewhere like that? Like, I don't know what to do personally.
The reason why I connected to Ganesha and Hinduism was because I was on these tours. I was acting, doing these like kids plays across the Middle East and like the Arab Emirates, and I did Egypt as well. And we had, this was the end of 2022.
Okay.
The end of 2022. Yeah. Yeah, wow, that's already that long ago. Holy crap. So this is October of 2022. We worked in Saudi Arabia for like a week and a half or something like that, or 2 weeks. And then I went to Dubai. And while I was in Dubai, I had a dream about an elephant. And my homie who I worked with, his mom had like just passed away, and I was giving him some time to like grieve before I like reached out to him and stuff like that, and you know, said, I'm sorry, I heard the news and blah 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 blah. And that, so I had a dream, and I texted him. I'm like, yo man, like I had a dream about you, blah 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 blah. There was an elephant. I looked up what it meant. I'm sorry for your loss. Like, this is what I researched, and you know, this is what it was telling me, right? The next day, or that same day. So I texted him that when I woke up. That same day I go to work. We get done working. We're performing in like a fucking like strip mall or something. Right. And we come out the exit, and the exit that we went in was a different entrance. And when we come out, there's a gigantic elephant statue. So before I went on this trip, or maybe I even booked it mid-trip.
Right.
Or I either booked it right before I went on the trip. Yeah, I booked it right before I went on the trip because they were paying for my round trip flight. So I had booked to go from Dubai to India. So 4 days later, after I have the dream, I see the big statue, I fly to India. It's Ganesha Festival. The start of Ganesha Festival. It's a 10-day festival. So every day they're making these huge, like, some are small, some are like medium sized, some are like big. Like, I'm talking, some of them are like 15 feet high.
It was like destiny and fate, all.
So yeah. So I told the story of that, and it's like, well, obviously these fucking things are calling me. Ganesha called me. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, you know, and I believe in like classic, you know, some, you know, Christianity stuff and, you know, like Buddhism and stuff like that. I need to learn more about because I know that I like would have a connection to it, and I know I barely know anything about it, but yeah, I mean, when you're in places like that, man, you can just you feel fucking small. Yeah, you know what I mean, and you feel there's so much bigger purpose because a lot of these countries are so fucking poor.
Yeah.
And I can go there and live like a fucking king with an American dollar. Like, I'm talking a king.
Yeah,
like I was in like a 3-bedroom Airbnb that had granite floors and like a granite toilet.
Oh, hell no.
For a week, and I was paying like $50 a night.
Yeah, see.
And it was a 3-bedroom place. Like, I didn't need it, but it was so cheap and so good for an
American.
American.
Here for that. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then meanwhile, there's like people on the streets that literally live, like, when you go to India, like, people live on the streets.
Oh, okay.
Like thousands upon thousands of people.
Right.
Like, that's how they live.
Oh, you mean
like
literally.
They're not homeless.
This is their home. The streets is their home.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, see, that's not. No,
you know what I mean? So.
Yeah, so I guess it can consciously bring about, like, it could get a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It can get a whole lot worse. And also, you know, like, I don't see the reason in being, you know, fucking so judgmental and like, bro, they're just, people are fucking people everywhere.
Yeah.
There's good people and there's bad people everywhere.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck what your religion is. You can believe whatever you want to believe.
It's always going to be that way.
You know what I mean? Like, just be a fucking person. Connect. Like, you'll see a lot of these other places, like, they believe in that shit too. Yeah. You know, and America paints these terrible fucking pictures for people.
Like, we ain't over here dealing with shit.
Well, that's because, I mean, America just wants to, you know, control everything and take over the world. So, you know.
Yeah, that's a whole another bag of tricks.
They're going to do anything to, you know.
I love America.
Do whatever they need to do, but yeah.
We struggling.
I love living in America too.
We struggling. That's because we got away from the people part of America.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is out for self now. Back in when that's what make our country great. We stick together. We unified when Aaron Rodgers come to town. You know, our priorities just kind of fucked up sometimes. We know we can get together and hang out 70,000 strong to watch Pat Mahomes throw a touchdown. We can't hang out 70,000 strong to celebrate my Uncle Cleedy's birthday, though.
Facts.
You see?
Facts.
Facts. Yeah.
Facts.
That's what's wrong with the world.
No, exactly. But you see, that's why you got to get the fuck out of these fucking places, bro.
Yeah, and you got to stop letting everything be told to us. We don't research shit no more. Ain't no more explorers. Ain't nobody finding the truth. It's right there. We ain't looking for shit. So
and it might not even be the truth.
Yeah, because we take
some random motherfucker might have just wrote it, and then you believe it, and then that becomes your fucking reality.
Yep, and that's why we stuck in this small little runt we in as a people as a whole in the country. Everybody like the country going crazy. No, it ain't everybody going crazy. We stop going crazy, and when I say we stop going crazy, we stop going crazy about each other. You know, remember back in the movies, you got a problem with Jimmy, you got a problem with the whole town. No one person could do nothing to no town. Yeah. You know, now one person can come and upset the balance of a whole fucking state, a whole country, a whole community. Mm-hmm. You know, one person, one bad pill. That used to never happen to us because we were so unified. You might cause a small ding in that economic or social armor, but now we showing stress cracks. We divided, and that's just like fuck.
Very much so.
That's
and then we'll turn on people mad fast.
Yeah.
They do something wrong. Well, can't fucking be with them anymore.
Yeah, right.
Can't trust them anymore. Can't do this. It's like,
what the fuck?
You haven't made a fucking mistake.
Right now, mistakes.
You haven't done some shady shit.
Yeah, now you know. Back in the day, everybody got chances. You know, you give motherfucker 50 chances. You're like, I trust you. You're like, what happened to Johnny? He let you down again. But you were waiting to be let down. Now somebody do something to you, you cut them off, you annihilate them socially and shit. That you can't bounce back from some of the stuff. And it'd be like, what was that over? A jelly donut? Mm-hmm. You know? And it's just we done got kind of lost at being crazy about one another. We should get back to being crazy about each other.
Yeah, I mean, I've felt that for sure here in New York. You know, I mean, when there's so many people, I mean, there's community everywhere, but there's also community like nowhere.
Yeah,
in New York. You know, that's why I've been thinking about moving to like a slower, like really residential neighborhood because I've lived in Manhattan for 7.5 years, and it's like, you know, you don't really have a community. You know, you can find community in the things that you do and like, you know, your hobbies.
You know what's next, right?
Hobbies. What's that?
You know what's next, right?
House and a kid.
Yeah. Now you want to lead the music city. Now you want to picket fence. All right, go Kyle.
So I'm getting there. I'm getting
there.
Now I
know that's called aging, though.
I'm taking my time. I'm taking my time, though. I'm taking my time.
Yeah, that's cool,
though. The
lottery
is not open for all of you wondering.
Oh yeah, because there was girls out there like, Kyle's getting a house. Girl, put that dress down. They coming for you, man. Because I'm quite sure you got some women out there that you know for a fact that were maybe a good fit for you, but not at 25. Now you're 35.
Absolutely.
And it's a woman that was dating you then, and she just heard you say that. She like, yes, I'm going to be that one. So, yeah, because it's like that. Straight up.
Definitely, though. I mean, I've taken my time with it, and, you know, I don't want to be rushing into anything, and, you know, I'm try to... Try, you know, I don't like to get into it. You know, I had my first love, you know, back in, you know, we broke up in 2020, so I know what it goes to. Now I know and understand what it feels like to go through heartbreak, and, you know, I learned a lot from that relationship, and I learned a lot about myself, more importantly. Like, that's what I learned the most about, you know, and so I know if I'm going to ever begin, whenever I get back, if I ever get back into something like really serious with somebody, you know, I'm going slow because I don't want to be like kicking it with nobody unless I'm really good. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? With myself.
Right,
and what the fuck I care about and what I want and where I'm trying to go. You know?
Yeah, because like, you don't want to be a burden on somebody.
No.
Right.
And I also don't want them to be confused.
Man.
Just because I don't have the answers for myself.
Right.
Because that's how confusion for somebody else starts.
Yep. And that is so true, especially in love, though. Because love, you signing somebody, the other person is signing up to ride the other person's shit. So it'd be nice to know that you can manage a little of your shit. You can steer your ship somewhat. And that shit is hard in substance abuse. Women know you got substance abuse going on and, you know, you got this criminal background. Not that you're not a great guy, but they just don't want to fuck with you. Because now you marred. You got the mark on you and shit. You rarely find a woman who can fuck with you like that. But I got lucky. I did find somebody and shit. But, you know, and that shit ain't even sunshines and rainbows. But, you know, again, when people look at you, when, you know, normally they be like, he was beautiful and he turned into a beast. Shit, I was the beast and I turned beautiful. So I can deal with a motherfucker who fuck with you like that. Because when people fuck with you when you ain't shit and you ain't got shit, and when you get it, you knew they wasn't there because now I got the Maserati or I got the 4-bedroom farm or townhouse. No, they there, they fucking with me because they fuck with me.
Yeah, because she sees you.
Yeah.
They see you.
See what's behind.
They ground you.
Yeah.
You can actually fucking trust each other.
Hell yeah.
You know how to communicate better, right?
Mm-hmm.
A lot of us get into these relationships, we don't know how to communicate.
Yup. Nothing. The
properly.
Biggest relationship killer for like person like me is, what'd you say? Nothing. Now, you just.
Well, that's the start of a fight.
That's
the start of a fight right there.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Nothing?
Yeah.
Nothing?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Nothing. What you say? Nothing. And then
of course
it snowballs into other shit. Well, nothing did to you too. And you wake up the next morning and they still hold on to that nothing you dropped. And your ass dead. Yeah.
But also, that's your fucking fault.
Yeah.
That's your fucking fault, though. Because you're not communicating. You know, if you can't be real with the person you're with, then
you ain't got no business with nobody.
Why the fuck are you with somebody?
I know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's
like, what the fuck are you doing? You're just playing around, and then you get into a toxic fucking cycle where it's just argument after argument. You start
corrodes the fiber of who you are. Yeah, you just start like
you lose yourself.
Yeah, everything is like off. And believe it or not, family is and with addiction, that's the most important thing. That's why I say people in addiction. But 80% of the people who deal with somebody in addiction and they bad off, the main people trying to save these people are the people who pushed them there in the first place. But see, they don't know it. The people, most of the 80% of the people who got people in addiction and they really trying to help them, and you are normally the person's trigger. You are normally that person's reason for being in substance abuse.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep.
And it's
ironic. And they don't want to help you.
Yeah.
They just want to keep hurting you.
Yeah, and they don't even realize it.
Yep. Instead of being able to fucking come to like terms with you and meet you in the fucking middle and like be a nice person or whatever the fuck they're doing to you.
Or try to find out. Yeah.
I'm just going to speak on that just a little
bit. All right.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second.
Yeah, because I like my mom. She is my, like, she is my mom. But my mom sent me to prison. Like, and my mom started the whole, jail thing for me. So, but she is also one of the persons who can put me in my deepest pit when it come to addiction and shit like that. Because she has a weapon nobody else has. You see, she has a spot in my heart and in my life that where you disappoint her or to have her at odds with you can literally break you down mentally and soulfully. So it kind of handicaps you. It's like fighting with one hand tied behind your back, because the very person you try to please the most is never happy. So I'm doing it all in vain. Instead of saying, but that person has to know they self, because if she could say, you not gonna make me happy because nothing you could possibly do would just possibly make her happy because she's that kind of person. Not saying that she's not a great person. She's just never satisfied. So why am I trying to satisfy you all the goddamn time? So, and those be the people that send you over the cuckoo nest.
But let's ask the question, why is your mom never satisfied?
Because she got her own issues. But see,
why does she feel like that?
Because she ain't deal with her own shit.
Of course.
Exactly. But my job, my thing, now this is a flaw on me because nobody should really want to try to satisfy people that much. But see, it's something in me that needs to satisfy her. So I put myself in that bag. But again,
right, but also like you're her kid, so like
like
why like she's doing like mental warfare against you. Like,
well, that's what parents do though, and
how crazy is that?
Yeah. I mean, it's
how crazy is that? Your mom's got problems that she hasn't figured out for herself.
Yeah.
So what she does is she fucking puts it onto you and holds fucking mental fucking control over your brain.
Everybody does it to
you up.
Everybody who.
How fucked up is that?
You got to think about it. It's the parallel of life, though. Everybody who, if you really think about it, anybody who you know intimately holds some sort of persuasion power over you. If you really love them and ain't really intimate with them, mothers, wives, brothers, they have some sort of weird persuasional power over you. Because, like, you might have a woman who you know you can't fuck with her, but you will fuck with her. You might have a friend that you know goddamn well you shouldn't be doing what you finna do with this friend or this person, but you do it anyway. You knew nothing was going to come good of that, but you do it. And those be the little things that can influence so much of your life. Now, as a mother, I understand everything you do for me is, from your point of view, in my best interest. And then I'm doing everything I do for you, in my point of view, for my best interest. How about we just get together and sit down and talk about it? Then we ain't got to guess what's somebody's best interest.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Does she know?
No, because
that's what. Because she's not asking you.
Yeah,
she's telling you just what to do.
Yeah, because
right? Or telling you what you should be doing.
That's
better.
the mother dynamic, though. Well, being a parent don't normally come with two-way streets. It was always cut and dry. But again, that's a dynamic my child won't have to worry about.
Right.
Because I took that away.
Right.
You don't have to ever impress me, and I'm never going to put you in a situation where you even have to consider, like, damn, is he going to be? Don't worry about what I'm going to be. Worried about what you going to be.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah,
my mom, like right now, we get along great. And it's so crazy, I got to get away from her because I don't want to ruin it. But the fact that I'm conscious enough to know that, because the relationship I have with her now, I wouldn't change. It's the best I've ever had it with her. So, like, I have her car, her money, account, all type of shit. I couldn't get bubblegum from her when I was bad off. And, we were at each other's throats. Mm-hmm. I was unhappy with her decisions. She was always unhappy with mine. And it created, like, this cataclysmic motherfucking perfect storm of bad situations for us. But again, that's because we wouldn't identify and recognizing the signs that one another was putting up.
Yeah.
You motherfuckers showing you signs and you ignoring them. So no, today I don't have to worry about that because I don't try to. And when we go to or having a disagreement, I just tell her it is what it is. You can deal with me or you can't. I'm not going to alter nothing. I'm not going to do this. You don't like me? Fuck it. I can't do nothing about that, man. You good. See, and that is going to be hard. In addiction, you fuck up so much and you so used to being a certain kind of way, you allow people to mistreat you. See, shit that you would, in addiction, you let people talk to you any kind of way for that $20. Yeah, you talk to you, treat you any kind of way for $30 and shit because you think in your head that you deserve to be treated this way because you are doing these things to yourself and your family. But that's not true. Fuck that. I am still a man. I am still a human being. I have feelings. I got emotions. So now that my addiction ain't in the gutter, I ain't letting nobody talk to me any kind of way. I'm not tolerating disrespect. And people be like, that wasn't disrespectful. What do you mean? Building a garage for $30 wasn't disrespectful? Boy, you better get your ass. I used to do shit like that. And I thought, and I used to do, but yeah, so you have to learn to like, my mom, she's a very great woman, but she know now she can't disrespect me because I'm subject, not to like, when I say blow a fuse, people like, oh, you gonna beat his mama. No, but I will put her ass in nursing home. No, I'm just joking. No, I'm just joking. But no, I would never do that to her. That's my get back. Now I get to roll her ass in the closet, close door, turn the heaters on. No, I did not think about this. No, no thought. No thought in the towels with water balloons on your face. No. No, I'm joking. I'm so joking, man. Yeah.
Water torture.
Waterboard, yeah. Yeah, waterboard my grandma. Started aggressive underwater basket weaving class. No, but yeah, man, when you decide you gonna fight for your life, bro, the first thing you get back is your self-respect. And when you get that back, folks, I don't give a fuck how bad you are in nothing. I don't give a fuck what it is. When you get some self-respect back, ain't nothing whatever you was going through, whatever your adversity, whatever you fighting, when you get self-respect back, you straight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, bro. I can fucking relate to you in that shit, man. Yeah. I can fucking relate to you in that because, I was going through a hard relationship back in, 2019, 2020, and kind of like everything you're saying right now, like that's how I kind of felt. Like this girl had power over me and stuff like that. I went into a deep depression.
She must be good looking, man.
Deep depression. Yeah. She was very good looking.
And because and
I was in that deep depression for like almost 3 years.
Yeah. Oh, she hurt you then.
Oh yes.
But see, it take a strong person to say that, and it don't take just a strong person. It take a person. It take a person who knows that he can be broken though. That's why most people stay in addiction because they ain't know they broken. And you knew you could be broken, and you said that's why you ain't fuck with nobody else, really, because I don't want that shit no more. You know yourself. Oh, yeah. Yep, that's your prison right there. You see, that's your prison. My story, my prison. Yep. You know you ain't going there again. Yep. So no, you ain't just gonna fuck with anybody. Yep.
1000%. You get that self-respect back, and you could see it. It just changed one day for me. It was, I know when it was. It was when I was on a mushroom trip in fucking Amsterdam in 2022, in July of 2022.
That kind of helps the whole I know when it was part. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I came back to New York. I fucking shaved my head. It's like a whole new person.
Cut it all off.
Fucking. That's why mushrooms are so great sometimes. And I've barely even done a lot of I've barely done mushrooms, but that was my first time actually doing a mushroom trip, and that's what came out of it. Snapped me completely out of a fucking depression, man.
Man, and I suffer. I got some of that shit going on, and so many people don't know that. And I'm glad you said that because, again, by looking at people, you just never know. But see, it take a strong. Now we just got your pedestal just got a little bigger. You see, now your statue got a little gold trimming around it now. Because now that's not something Tay exposed me to you, or you and Tay exposed me through by dealing with each other. You just told me, and I was like, damn. In my head, I'm like, damn, Kyle too. But now I got something to deal with you directly on.
For sure. Dude, you could see it in my face, in my body. I was putting on weight. Mm-hmm. I wasn't working out. I was, all kinds of crazy shit. Even when I was with her, there was a fucking time where I contemplated fucking suicide one time. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, where the fuck am I? Where the fuck is my head going right now? You know what I mean? It was wild. I thought about jumping in front of a bus. That's how fucking the thought came through my head. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna do it.
I've tried,
but
a few times.
Really?
Yeah, my addiction took me there. I actually tried 5.
You've tried committing suicide 5 times.
I've come close 3 of the 5, bro. Where it was stays in the hospital and psych wards, bro. The one that stuck with me the most. I was on my way to prison, and I tried to hang myself.
Oh my God!
And I'm up there, and you know what's crazy? I should have been dead. The cop couldn't believe it. I hung myself on a sprinkler in a district, in the old third district in Milwaukee off of Elite, and it broke. And the building was so old, like it was designed where it should have never broke. And I had the drawers, the elastic in the drawers, because they ain't dumb. The government, the state, whoever you want to call it, the shit they give you, they kind of take that in consideration when they giving you these clothing, the drill jumpsuits. But I took the elastic out of the drawers, and I made me a noose, and because you don't have a whole lot of exposed parts in cells. And I got up there, and I was hanging. I was almost gone, and that motherfucker broke. And the cop, when he came in there, because it broke and water shot everywhere, he left me in there, and he was like, I ain't coming to get you. You need to be in there. He was like, are you crazy? It's like that. If that hadn't have broke, we'd have never known. You would have been dead. He was like, it shouldn't have broke. They couldn't figure out because it was the part of the piping where there was no cutoff valve or nothing. They literally had to kill a whole jail water supply because I had dug a little niche out of the top of the cell to kill myself. Then that was the worst because I could have got away with it. Hadn't some fucking manufacturer cut costs or something. I don't know.
God damn. So that was in your stint in prison, your 8-year stint?
Yeah. When they told me I got the 8, when they gave me the 8, I went back and tried to hang myself.
How long into it? Like, how old were you? Like, how many days in, or like months into, or years into the?
I wasn't even years into the stay. That was the sentencing day. They gave me an 8-piece. I walked out the courtroom and went back to the hotel and tried to hang myself.
Oh shit! So you did it in the hotel? I thought you said you did it while you were in prison.
No, the holding cell. When you get
did it in the holding cell.
Yeah, when you get sentenced, they bring you to court and they sentence you and shit, and then they walk you back. And he was like, we giving you 8 years, 4 in, 4 out. That's 8, because that's 8. Do the math, 4 in, 4 out on extended supervision, 8 years, because we all know I don't do shit right. I'm going to jail. I went back and hung myself.
Holy fuck. Did you guys ever know about that story? Wow.
Yep, see.
Oh, yep. But that was only one time.
Yeah, now
that's only one time.
Yeah,
you've tried 5 times.
Yeah, now it gets dark, and I hung myself in the jail cell. I sliced my throat. I got a scar. I cut my throat open, and I took some pills twice. Took 148 Tylenol PMs, and yeah, man. Sometimes, man,
what?
Life gets on you, bro. You know, here I am. I'm giving it, and this wasn't. I was out of prison that time, and life get on you. You know, I'm trying to put it together, and that's my depression, though. I had relationship issues, and I couldn't seem to get shit. When you start gaining your self-respect back, everything don't come back. You know, when you start cleaning up your act, you start realizing that some of the shit that you was a part of that fed your addiction wasn't even your fault. So now you're dealing with these motherfucking, I like to call them mosquitoes. They addiction mosquitoes. Instead of drawing blood, they putting bad blood in you. Cousins or family members or friends that just always had you at odds with yourself mentally. You know, women too. I could never do nothing right, or they telling you how to be you. And the shit became overwhelming. Why ain't you doing this? I used to smoke $1,000 worth of dope a day. Now I'm smoking $20. You got a problem. Those create like these voids in our heads, in our being, like, I can't never do nothing right. Then you go in a room, and you next thing you know, you wake up, the police got you, and you handcuffed to a bed because your kidney's shutting down because I done popped 138 Tylenol PMs and shit, whole bottle, just like that. But I'm destined for great shit, man, because I shouldn't be here. That was 2. And then I've tried jumping off bridges and shit, man. Yeah. I've done all kind of dumbass shit, Kyle. Like, you get on it, you sit on it, you think, and then you fall. Or you get tired. I fell asleep one day for the jump off the 16th Street Viaduct. Yeah, I was high, and I was about to end it. I was thinking so long, I fell asleep, you know, because I was fit to go in, but I had been up 5-6 days. I said, I'm just sit down, smoke this cigarette, I'm going to jump the fuck off this bridge. I had every intention of jumping, but I must have thought about it too long because I fell asleep. I had parked my car and everything, bro. I just fell asleep.
In the car, you fell asleep?
No, on the bridge. I parked my car. The car on the bridge, 16th Street right out.
Oh, okay.
Normally, they should have pulled the motherfucker over or something. But I fell asleep. Whole 45 minutes, hour. Motherfucker sitting on the rim of the bridge, ready to go. Yep.
And they found you?
No, I just woke up and the thrill was gone then.
You're like,
whatever I was on then, I wasn't at that time. So, yeah, no, man.
Like, I could use a little more sleep.
Yeah, right. That's all it was.
That's
shit.
all good.
Yeah, right.
Sleep.
Here it is. I thought I had nothing to live for. I just needed a nap.
God damn. How high is that bridge? Were you jumping onto concrete or were you jumping?
Yeah, matter of fact, it's the valley by Potawatomi.
Oh my God.
See, I never picked the shit where I'm sorry, I'm a
You're
coward.
dying if you jump off
Yeah,
that
that's
shit.
the
That
whole
shit's
point.
like 150 feet.
Yeah,
Oh my
you
God.
fucked up. See,
You're fucking dead.
You don't want to play with killing yourself though, because I got the kind of karma like if I do it and I don't maximize it, I'll be sitting around in a wheelchair blowing out a straw and like that was dumb. See, that'll kill me for real, slow and painful.
You're like a cockroach. You just can't be killed.
Yeah, that's why I know I'm destined for great things. That's why I'm like, God got me here for a reason, Kyle. Because I've had them, you know, what's the one too many or not one, not
too many.
Yeah, I've had those one too many moments, but never the one too many moments where God ain't never just blessed me, bro. Because I mean, I've seen some shit in my life, and I've had people put guns in my face and they don't go off. And we both too scared because they told him to shoot me and he did it and then it happened. But I ain't seen that dude sell another nothing. I think right now the boy is a Bible salesman. I think that's all he sell. But yeah, he was playing gangster too and I ain't never matter of fact, I think he a Washington County sheriff. This dude used to work in the store in the hood. And yeah. But it's weird, man. You motherfucker tell somebody to beat you up and kill you, and then it don't happen. But you both like, what the fuck was that? God did something. And
wow.
Yeah, shit like that happened. But I'm fortunately now the person I am. My last 12 years, I hear shit going gunshots and shit popping off. I don't flinch. I don't move because I haven't done nothing to put myself in that.
Mm-hmm.
So today I don't worry about that. I go places, I see people. I ain't worried about nobody doing nothing to Geion because Geion ain't did nothing to nobody. Now, you know, back in the day, happened to me, I probably earned it. Mm-hmm. But my kids can rest assured, they daddy ain't doing nothing to nobody, so ain't nobody gonna do nothing to their daddy. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's how it works. And then I do my all-time favorite though is addiction. That is the slow killer. But again, I am a person who I know what I'm made for. I know addiction come in all shapes and forms, but that heroin shit, I don't know people like who decided that was a good high to fall off toilets and shit. So you know, and I pray for people who deal with it, but you need to know your weaknesses because I ain't never been one of those dudes that pain, the pain I'm already in, I want to go add some more on top of it. Hell no, I'm good. So I just stopped getting high. I'm straight. Yeah, so, you know, people be like, well, that's one drug. I be like, nah, if you ain't never seen addiction, you got to see people on that heroin addiction. It'll open your eyes to what addiction is. Go take a walk around one of those those rehab places where they prying their eyes out and they balled up in knots. My hats is off to people who come back from that. I would have never made it, so I never fuck with it.
What are you talking about? Their eyes are balled up in knots, or
they're balled up in knots.
They're balled up in knots.
Yeah, because it physically, their body is dependent on it, and so now when you ain't got it, it puts them in a place. And guys have to rob and steal and kill. Women can, bat their eyes and sashay. So guys, when they on drugs like that, violence is the only way to feed that beast. And crime. So most men don't come back from heroin addiction.
Right.
So, and I knew I was weak. I was already a weak-minded man when it came to addiction. I just looked at that drug and was like, nah, I'd never fuck with that. So I'm good, because I wouldn't be here fucking with that.
God damn. Yeah, that's I'm glad you said that, because I had assumed that you had done heroin, which is obviously I assumed wrong, obviously, but when I was talking about my friend earlier,
that was his.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, so he's been around that shit, and he obviously has done a good amount,
And normally people say drug addicts, they'll do anything. Bullshit. Some of us be like, because I know a lot of people in all walks of life, but they be like, I know Wall Street brokers who do that shit. I'm not saying he gonna forever be a Wall Street broker or a lobbyist. He ain't a Wall Street, a lobbyist in Wisconsin, but I'm in Wall Street now, Manhattan, whatever. But I was hanging out with lobbyists. These dudes got money, big time houses on Lake Monona and shit in Madison. They doing hit around, and then they were like, "Oh, you're a junkie." What? That's a junkie. He getting high on a yacht. That's a junkie. So people just, you see the people that be at the gas stations or the people in the little beat up ass cars. You like, they're drug addicts. Do you feel that same way if the motherfucker partying on Times Square got a microphone talking about this morning we bring you local? They addicts too.
For sure. Absolutely.
But see, the minute.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but see, nobody, he got his shit together. No, he just got a lot more money and a lot more dope. But, because.
I don't know how you can even fucking have a job when you're doing that shit. I don't know how that, it's crazy.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, and that's the parallel. We only beat the little guy. Nobody.
Oh, yeah.
We only beat the little guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so drugs is only a problem in poor communities. Are you crazy? Yeah, go try that shit up in, Shorewood, where they all driving motherfucking Audis and shit, and they got every drug, Some people just do one drug. Motherfucker got all kind of drugs out there. Did you know that Red Bull is a drug now?
Bro, I can't even do Red Bull.
I can't either, but Red Bull is one of them things, bro. It is. They be going hard.
I'll take a Red Bull in like the most desperate situation. I'm like, you don't have coffee? I can't. Give me a sugar-free Red Bull. Sugar-free. Has to be sugar-free.
Energy drinks, I love them, but it's an addictive thing.
They're psychotic. Of course they are. Four Loko killed people.
Yeah, I don't drink that either.
An alcoholic energy drink.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's what Four Lokos was?
Yeah.
I never knew. Maybe I should start reading the cans, huh?
Yeah, I think they were like energy drink mixed with.
They
had all kinds of crazy shit in it, though.
They
got sued because people were fucking dying.
Yeah, I see why.
I have this one memory. It was like not long after Four Lokos had came out. I was in college. We were in Indiana. We were in like a terrible, super seedy motel. And we all like wanted to get, have like a night of drinking and shit before we go play on the weekends. So like we traveled down to like Indiana University down in Bloomington and stuff like that, right? And we're drinking and shit, and like I said, Four Lokos had come out at that time. I think I drank like 3/4 of one, maybe one of them. Right,
was it.
Bro, I fucking blacked out. Blacked out. Next thing I know, I'm puking at the end of the bed on the floor. I thought it was a dream though. Right. So I woke up in the morning, and obviously smelled like puke, and I think I had cleaned it up or somehow, even though I was like insanely blackout drunk. But it's like that was just fucking like one.
Yeah, can you imagine a 4-pack? No, you can't imagine because it's over.
It's insane. I mean, yeah, they got banned. They got sued and banned, and they had to fucking change the entire
branding.
Manufacturing,
actually.
No, they had to change the entire recipe and everything like that. So
I can believe it because people was doing some crazy stuff on that. But again, you add a 4 Locos, a hit of a pull of weed, and a blast of this, and a pop of that, and
Dunzo.
Inhibition. Your inhibitions are gone. And now life happens. Your guy said something to you that you was really mad about last week, and next thing you know, he got a stab wound in his chest, and it was like, oh, this guy's violent. No, he had just had too many inhibition moments. You know, he had too many drinks. But yeah, life get on top of us all. But I used to be upset. I ain't upset no more. I ain't upset at life. I'm good.
Yo, Weedy, you want to talk a little bit? You can come use my microphone. You want to come talk a little bit about when he was talking about his underwear and the way the suit's made and stuff like that, and when he tried to hang himself, you were like, I can attest to that. I can talk about that. I think we should talk about a couple things with you in regards to the clothing and being a correctional officer, and also I also kind of wanted to hear from you a little bit on the being a parent situation, like we were talking about with his mom, and like maybe you guys can have a little conversation about that and how like it's related for you being a dad now of 3 kids, and you want to come over here? Yeah.
Well, careful.
Just step in front of it.
Be careful. Yeah. Now this is definitely gonna be different. Being interviewed by a cop that I feel like I'm on the tape. You tired? No. This is definitely different.
I'm not a cop, by the way.
A correction officer, serious, same stuff. It is different. So I'm on both sides of the fence though, because I don't believe that correctional officers are bad people. I know a lot in my family, but do you feel weird having me? I mean, being sober, you got a lot of people in your family full of crime, like me, and there's me, and it's me. So anyway, no. But do you ever think about that? Do you carry me in with you sometimes, or does knowing me affect you and you do your job at work as a CO, knowing that I've been there? Does it affect your job?
Yeah, in a way, because I tell occupants all the time that my dad.
Wait. Occupants.
It's another.
You call them occupants?
Yes, we call them occupants. Me personally, I don't really like the name of it. I call them by their last name. I don't be like occupant. So can you tell me why? Because when maybe I don't know, times change. It's just semantics. It's a PR thing. It's a PR
calling
thing.
them an occupant is a public relations thing.
Yes, because when cases go public and everything like that, they don't want it to seem like the word inmate is like how can I put it?
Rude.
In a way, yes.
Huh?
Definitely in a way. In a way, definitely yes. Because think about it, how the G or the F word was to the LGBTQ plus community. It's in that sort.
Back in my day, you were an offender. They called us offenders. So I don't know, like
really to me, it doesn't matter, because my job isn't to judge. My job is literally to.
Okay. Now that we was talking about my incarceration and my attempts at suicide, how
the clothing situation, yes, I had you had said you had used the waistband in your underwear, and really truth be told, they like it's
keeping it funny.
Yeah, I know. It's weird because we take all of these precautions every day and stuff to make sure people don't try to commit suicide by, putting them in rip belts and all of this other stuff. It's weird, like, because having to be on the actual other side of it, it's way different. And like the clothing aspect of it is like we don't allow people with underwear and everything, like their own physical underwear, because yes, it has been attempts and people have tried to hang themselves with their underwear and stuff like that.
How much of my past and my problems influenced your decision to become a correctional officer? I mean, you had different you had a few different other jobs that you kind of didn't stick. But how has my life made for you making certain decisions? Has all the shit I went through, has it made it easy for you to make certain decisions in certain areas of your life?
Yeah, and just to put it simply, you taught me not to be an asshole.
I'm sorry. I
mean that's just putting it bluntly, because it's like
I gave you that advice.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Some people can be assholes in their own right, and like some people are naturally that way. I'm just not built like that.
Yeah.
Like some people come in there and they just treat them with just so much disregard, like they're not even human beings or whatever the case may be. And I'm just looking like, bro, like you don't even gotta do all of that. Like literally, I've been there for almost a year, and I've literally only had to write one disciplinary report because
what?
Yes, people don't do nothing in my housing unit. Why? Because I respect people.
Yeah, I see that the balance of you versus me and everything. I can tell you that you becoming a correctional officer has infected my crime life, because I don't commit crime in Milwaukee. I'm just not anywhere now, but I don't commit crime. You'll never put me to bed, and I'm serious. And so yeah, and I don't know. It's just like when I see you in your uniform sometimes, it's so surreal, because I'm like, dude, it's going to 4D. Like, oh. Or I see you and I'm thinking about me the last time I was in them pods and you got the plastic and a phone tree. I'm like, I could never just imagine being in there and my son is like, hang up the phone, Dad. Nah, that ain't gonna work for me.
Yeah.
So
and then it's crazy because it's a surreal experience, like seeing like your family members.
Yeah. So how do you? I mean, like, I'm quite sure. I mean, you.
I done came across people that I didn't know, like who I done went to Job Corps with, high school with, whatever the case may be. I still have to do my job.
Yeah, but like, is it surreal though? Like,
yeah.
I guess, because
it'd be like, bro, you were not like this in high school. Why are you in jail? Like
it don't take much. So
I know it doesn't take it. I know it doesn't take much, but we literally went to the same school. Probably grew up in the same neighborhood. Probably got the same situation or anything of the sorts. It just be like some people come from better households than the people who do bad stuff. So it'd be like, bro, you don't even have like. You know what I'm saying? No reason to even be doing this. You're just doing it just because, you know?
Right.
And it's weird because I knew you in high school, bro. You don't even get down like that. So why is you trying to make it seem like
I don't think I mean, when you think about me and you and Tay, like we are like north, south, east, and west, bro.
We
like
a different breed. Definitely.
Yeah, like we are so much alike, but we are so completely different. It's just like, yeah, I don't know, but my life has been so real and chaotic. But I used to. Somebody told me a long time ago about my life, Kyle. They say I love chaos, and they was like, "You addicted to the chaos." I'm like, "What the hell does that even mean? How can you be addicted to chaos?" And about 30 days later, I discovered exactly what she meant. And because I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, I had like 16, like, you won't believe this, incidents. And I was just like, yeah, that's the chaos factor. So yeah, I figured it out, and the chaos factor in my life has been so fucking hectic. Man, you need the mic?
I low key. No, never mind. I ain't got one.
I know, right?
It's drawing the blank. Drawing the blank.
I do that all the time. No, I have to. Thinking about my life though, if I wrote a real tell-all book, fuck, I'd be in real trouble. Some of this shit don't got no statutes of limitations on it. So we gonna have to paraphrase, because I've done things, man, that people will be like, oh, you should still get your ass whooped for that. And now I ain't proud of it, but shit, you didn't catch me. You got 8 for $230. I ain't giving you no more time. So but I've done things, and I should probably still be in trouble for it. But oh well, no love lost.
It really doesn't matter. Like, I feel like I'm a firm believer in you can do, like, not all. Now, there's a limit, but if the real thing about it is, if you're willing to accept the fact that what you did was wrong and the wrong that you did commit, and you do turn over a new leaf, I feel like all of that doesn't really matter, because you can be a dick for like 10 years of your life and then
turn around and be a vagina now. That was a joke.
In layman terms, like you get out of life what you put into it, and you know what I'm saying. If you constantly putting like negativity,
how do you feel about me as a father? And I'll put you on the spot.
As a father?
As a father,
you're an excellent father.
I wasn't expecting that.
When you're there, of course,
Right.
But like you said, you touched on it and said that you were gone for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, I held my animosity towards you about that. We already had that conversation and we hashed it out. So I'm just glad that I have a father in my later years to help me get through everything that I got going on as far as being a parent myself of 3 beautiful children. Shout out Zola, Zuri, and Zamani.
Wait, were you talking about your kids now?
Yeah.
I'm
just saying, what I'm saying is it's like the way that you are, and you know what I'm saying, you acknowledge the fact that you missed that time. You were just trying to be there for the time after. And
right.
and a lot of parents who were in your sort of similar situation, whether they were in jail or not, or just absent, or like period, a lot of parents like that have, like, they get it misconstrued. Like, they think that it's just supposed to be like, okay, I was gone this time, woo out the bam, it's all right, I'm still your pops. But that ain't really how it works. Yes, you're my father, but that doesn't mean that I you know what I'm saying?
You can excuse me for them absences. Yeah, I mean, like, I get what you're saying. It's no excuse to be like, why you not there. Yeah. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest with you.
But that's what I'm saying. It ain't like I blame you. And,
right.
The thing is, you came to me and you said what it was. We discussed it, and that's what it was. And at the end of the day, I don't hold any more animosity towards you.
Okay.
You help me out with my kids. You know what I'm saying? You make sure I'm straight, and that's really all a good parent is supposed to do. And you support me in anything that I do. Because truth be told, I wouldn't be a correctional officer if it wasn't for you.
I know. I've been selling that a long time. I sold that.
I mean, it took forever, because I really just, you know what I'm saying, it was just something I didn't want to do.
Yeah, but it was something you didn't want to listen to me. You didn't want to say
it wasn't
he was right.
It wasn't that.
That's why it took you so long.
Really what it was, I had my own personal conflicts and like inner conflicts about actually doing it, because I understood where you were coming from, but for me it was a whole thing. Like, I literally believe in the school to prison pipeline system, and half the motherfuckers that I seen in there, most of them I either knew or know somebody who know. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's so real on a different level. And,
yeah,
and
especially in Milwaukee.
And it's like, when I actually got comfortable with the idea of, okay, you're gonna see people you're gonna know. Okay, it's gonna be different, and you know what I'm saying. But I just did that because I wanted to get the experience.
Have you ever had any negative things happen from being a correctional officer after the fact? Like, you say you're not an asshole at work. Has being a cop in a city where you only locking up your people, you see these people every day, has it ever just came back and bit you in the ass?
Yes, literally. It was this one day. I was literally
like, was it scary though? Like, was it?
It wasn't scary because I felt like I was good. If I need to handle myself in that sort of manner, I handle myself in that sort of manner because technically, I don't know what you know, but it's certain rules and regulations that they have to follow. Like, if he would have tried to do something to me in that situation, I'm gonna explain the situation. I'm just saying he would have went back to jail just based off the fact that I was the CO in the housing unit that he was in.
He attacked you, but yeah. So because he attacking you because of your job.
But look, listen. So basically, this is the story. Me, Randy, and the kids one day had stopped at the store. It was actually that sicko that's literally right off of 47th and Fairmount by my car.
Oh, that's the trouble spot too.
Now listen, it's crazy. Now I go in the store, he outside. I walk past him. I'm like, I think I know him from somewhere, but I can't really pinpoint on where I know him from. Right. So I just keep on. I go in the store. I grab what I'm finna grab. He walk in the store behind me. He like, I know you from somewhere. I'm like, I don't know you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I keep on pushing. But as we get in the store, he like, oh, yeah, I do know you from somewhere. This dude, the CEO, I'm talking about, he's yelling in the middle of the store.
It now.
Now he blowing me because, bro, keep that on the low. I don't know you, like, bro. Like you don't need to be announcing my professional job and everything like that. Like in public.
So what happened?
So what had ended up happening is apparently he was upset about something that I might have or didn't do that he asked me to do. Now, personally, he don't even know if I did it or not. He just assuming because it didn't happen for him. So basically, he had filled out a tip info sheet talking about my wife had did this without the BAM, and I'm supposed to take that to the lieutenant's attorney, which I did.
But
he believes that I didn't do that.
And
so he walked up to me like, oh, you trying to get me caught up out here? And I'm like, now at this point,
know where you know him from.
Now I know where I know him from, and now I'm like, I'm like, bro, what, really, bro? I'm like, you mad about that? I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. I'm on my off time. Why are you coming to me with this? If you got a grievance, you put that shit in there. That's exactly what I told him. I'm like, bro, I'm like, bro, I'm in regular clothes, bro. Now at this point, I'm getting my defensive stance. He getting a little bit too close. I'm finna have to mollywop him. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I don't know you.
We can still mollywop people?
Yes. Yes, we can.
You remember the mollywop?
Yes, we can. Because look, literally, if something did happen and the police came, all I would have to say is I'm a correctional officer. He was in the housing unit that I was in, and he approached me about something that he could have went through the proper channels and got.
And see, that's what I don't get about the generation. Back in our day, all my guys that when I went to jail, yeah, I had buddies who was correctional officers, but we wasn't thinking of like fucking with them. They were hooping with us. They used to take their belts off and get on the floor and hoop with us.
Yeah,
we didn't get mad at the people, the COs and shit. We were just not. We was mad enough at each other. Now the COs was trying to stop us from slaughtering each other in there. That was gangs.
But see, it's not like that. You want to know why it's not like that?
Why?
Because these people come in there with a chip on their shoulder. They don't know how to talk to people. We literally have a whole class
on how to talk to other people.
Yes, it's called PCS. Literally.
Yes. You got a class?
Yes, we can, literally. I am jailer certified in the state of Wisconsin. Now we
got a class.
In order to be certified as a jailer, you have to pass this test. And now there are plenty of things on the test that go as far as correctional law, like how it's illegal, how it's illegal to be refused a religious meal. Like if you Muslim and you can't eat pork, and we give you pork, That's illegal. A lot of people don't know that.
I just, what kind of world do you need a class to talk to other people?
Because people don't know respect. If it's a class that literally means that somewhere, somehow in the Milwaukee County jail system or a Milwaukee County sheriff's officer ended up doing something for somebody or something ended up happening because he got slick at them out. You got to know how to talk to people. 99% of my job is talking to people.
Yeah.
Most of the situations that I diffuse is from talking to people. So it's crazy when you get a new officer, because now I'm in the process of training people. You get a new officer and they don't really know how to talk or like just hold a
professional, or is it a professional conversation, or is it more of a?
Now look, if you ask me, I got two different kinds of professional.
A civil conversation.
I got civil professional and I got hood professional. All right, bro, what you need to know? I got you. You said you want to know your court date. I can do that for you.
That's now.
Now you said you need to know your charges. Yeah, bro. And then he asked me some advice or something like that. I ain't even gonna cap, man. How it's looking, you might want to get your affairs in order.
Hey, Kyle, you want? Oh yeah, I'm gonna take.
That's code switching.
What's code switching?
But it's basically like how you deal with people, like how.
Well, that's classic code switching.
Okay.
For like, say, like a black person that's trying to be in a fucking certain.
Yeah.
Right.
Social thing, like, you know, like if we're talking like this and you're my boy and I'm like, what's good, my G, what's good? You're not gonna do that to like somebody who you know
Right.
is nice and proper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Now look.
You like this.
Right.
I can. You know, that's like you speak differently.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. I can give you a prime example. It was this dude. It was this college kid. He came in.
He came into the jail. College kid.
I kid you not.
The college guy is the best guy to watch.
I kid you not. He all scared, and he like, I promise you, he like in the corner. He walking up to the desk like, I need help, yo. I need help. I've never been to jail before. I'm like, look, you good? You gotta, you know what I'm saying? I'm a chill dude. Let me help you. What do you need help with? I need you to calm down first, because you know what I'm saying. He overwhelmed.
He overwhelmed.
You know what I'm saying?
If you ain't no criminal, and he should be,
you can
room
tell
with the worst of the worst. You should be
You
uncomfortable.
can tell that he shouldn't be there. Long story short, he was there for OWI. It was his second. Now, me knowing what I know,
that's 60 days.
No, wait, actually, wrong.
He got 20.
Nope, not even. They changed it. You don't get charged until your third OWI. Your first one is a ticket. The second one is 10 days or something. It's a fine
with 10 days.
I think so. Yeah. But he got right out, so he didn't.
Yeah.
But then the third one is an actual. Now you charge.
You go to prison after 4.
But it was his second one. But nice. So me knowing what I knew, it's just. Instead of me being like, hey, nah, bro, you got to calm down. You got to go back to your cell. You know what I'm saying? He tripping. Like, bro, low-key sweating balls. Like, no bull. So I'm like, listen, this is your second OWI. You know, they don't really charge you until the third one. You good. They're going to make you pay a fine before you get out, and you straight. Like, but next, don't drink and drive again. Now, I told him, like, I'm not even really supposed to be telling you this.
Oh,
but I only told you this because I see how hard you was. You know what I'm saying? You were worried. Like, I'm letting you know you can calm down. You know what I'm saying? Call your mom or whatever the case may be. Tell her what situation you in. And
have you ever been to jail, Weedy?
No, I've never been arrested once.
Oh, imagine that. My good son has never been to jail. Now, the icebreaker, though, you know, Nino Brown, though, you know. No, that's amazing. I figured you had probably, I'm not saying that you went. I didn't know if you had or hadn't been. And I am so proud of that, though, because my father had never been to jail either. And I don't think I got too many friends. I know Nick and George ain't never been. But out of all the people I consider myself very good, close with and good friends with, people nobody I know goes to jail.
Yeah,
I don't have criminal.
And it's really more so the same with me. I keep my circle small. I only got a couple people in my circle. Shout out to Hex, Xander, Bobby.
Oh yeah, I like Xander.
Ralph. You know the whole gang. Mm-hmm. But most of my friends, Xander's in the military. He's in the Air Force. Ralph finna be in the Army. Tuger.
Yeah.
Most of the people that I surround myself around, they have more going for them. You know, Hector in the union, he a construction worker and stuff now. It's different when you surround yourself around positive, you know what I'm saying, energy, because
my job was well done then. And I used up all the Glosson jail time tokens, so none of you all can go to jail. I used all our coins.
That's not true. That's not true. It just motivates us to stay out of jail.
Yeah, no, it's not for everybody.
Yeah.
So you want to talk? Cause I got to use the bathroom and take a union break. Kyle, can I get a union break?
Yeah, you want to go to the bathroom?
Yeah, I want to use the break.
I can come on there and speak too.
Yeah, Tay know he wanna get on Mike. He wanna get on Mike.
Yeah, Tay. You want to talk about that?
Now I'm talking to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Randy. You know what I'm saying? My lovely fiance. Shout out to Zola. Shout out to Zuri. Shout out to Eloise.
Oh, I remember when he went to jail because I got a call from the fucking jail with your mom.
Jesus Christ.
With your fucking mom.
Matter of fact,
Kyle, you wouldn't believe it.
That's a question for you.
Tay's in jail.
So what was that called like? So what was going through your head?
2018.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just sitting there going, you can't be fucking serious. Tay is not the dude that goes to jail, bro.
Dog,
you are not that guy.
You should have seen his mugshot. He was looking hurt. He was hurt.
Yo, this motherfucker just keeps finding himself in all these dumbass situations with people he shouldn't be fucking hanging around doing dumbass shit that he shouldn't be doing. I love you, but you know that you are. Like you've always had I feel like you've always got this problem with that. Like you're always like doing shit that's just not actually who you are at like your core base. And I love you, and like I've done that shit as well, but like I feel like you've kind of like got this thing where like that kind of fucking happens. It's like kind of like a repetitive thing, but
it happens
because like
sometimes.
you know your mom always fucking says that shit too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not trying to shit on you.
My mom says a lot of things.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. I mean, listen, I don't know what your day-to-day life is like. You know what I mean? I don't know what, you and I speak about most of the things that go on and that have gone on and, in Madison and stuff like that. And I know that it was over some stupid shit, but like, you know what I mean? I'm sitting here from the outside. I'm always just like, kind of like, dude, like you need to get your fucking, I know that these are little things. These might be your friends that you're with, but like, you got to take a look at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like
Tay doesn't know how to be serious. He can be serious, but it's like Tay is too nonchalant. Like you want to know something? When I first found out that I was
he's a Rasta man. He needs to be in fucking Jamaica chilling.
Like I promise you. Like listen. So look, the first time I found out that I was finna have a baby, right? I was like, I don't know who I should tell. I know I'm for sure not telling my grandma first because no, definitely not. So I called Tay.
Okay.
I called Tay. I'm like, bro, guess what? He said what? Randy pregnant. Hey, do you know what this nigga said to me?
What'd he say?
He said, "Oh, that." I'm like, you know how what's the sound the record make when it slide off the thing? I'm like, dude, like, come on. I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. It's like you don't miss. Like, come on, man. You ain't gonna say nothing. Like, congratulations. Like, dang, bro, what you gonna do? I'm like, just buy. I hung up on it because it's like you're not giving me what I need. I haven't even fully processed this myself. I'm trying to lean on you so you can be like, bro, you gonna be good. You know what I'm saying? you gonna be straight. You know what I mean? You one of the most hardworking people I know. You gonna be good. Don't worry about it. I just got okay. I was
You're like, great. Right. Well, that went terribly.
And see, I didn't want to tell him because I knew I was gonna get a lecture, and I wasn't trying to stay on the phone for 3 hours. Cap, the cap is real.
Cap, you said cap.
Dude,
said cap.
I don't want to tell my mom because she. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm
but
sure. You want to comment on that? On saying "oh" to him getting him
he said
that phone call.
Dude,
it wasn't really much to say. I mean,
see what I'm saying? But see, that's why I can come to Tay, because even if it's a oh shit kind of moment, Tay be like, bro, it's not that big of a deal. Just chill out, man. You know, smoke a doobie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is super chill. I don't know. Make sure that he doesn't go outside though, because the doors are gonna lock down there if he goes all the way downstairs. Yeah, I think I thought the jail moment was gonna be that kind of kick in the ass for him, and I think it was to a degree. But I still think that there's gonna be something that's gonna kick this kid in the ass and be like, you know what, bro,
he's thoroughly.
But I don't know. He lives in his own little fucking world. I don't know.
He's thoroughly motivated, and to be honest, as you know what I'm saying, his mentor and his brother, you know what I'm saying, that's all we really want. Like, if long as he stays motivated and he does really what he needs to do, which we don't have no question of him doing, because he has done it to an extreme and awesome degree.
Right.
So we don't worry about him.
This is just the funny thing, as his, being his mentor, and I call myself his older brother, right? I keep finding myself in these situations where like even just now, the way that I kind of responded and the way that I was kind of talking about him, and I feel like a dad, right? Like, when's he gonna get his act together? When's he gonna like do this, right? And I got it, like, shit, maybe that's just because that's what my fucking parents did to me. You know what I mean? Because I see so much of myself in him, it's ridiculous. I see him doing things, and I'm literally watching him. I'm like, that's literally me right now. Like, that man is literally acting exactly the way that I have acted.
And it's crazy because you rubbed.
But that's what also, but that's also why I try to get it into his fucking head, because I've gone through that shit, and I can see him doing it.
Definitely.
And I'm like, bro, I'm trying to tell you right now. Dude, you understand? I'm watching you, and you're literally a split image of me. And I see what you're doing, and I see how you're thinking, and I'm watching it happen. Don't even get us started on the girl conversation.
Whoa. Wait. But see.
Don't even get us started on the girls conversation.
And what's crazy is because
sometimes I envy the relationship you have with him, and I envy the relationship sometimes, and it's not a bad envy. I'm like, damn, when Tay had this problem, the first person he got to get to was Kyle. It was like, that's some good ass advice, which I was giving it to him, because I know when he experienced certain real life shit, you really watching him, and you really got his best intentions at heart. So I know it's gonna be, sometimes I see you and him arguing or having discussions, and I be like, damn, it look like father and son sometimes. Because, I'm only 20 years older than Tay, and people be like, that's old. That's not. I got people who 14 years older than their kids and stuff. So I be like, I see the father in you, and the way you be talking to him sometimes, I'm like, oh, I can't wait till Kyle has some motherfucking kids. He gonna call you, be like, let me tell you what this little motherfucker did, man.
Dude, and I promise you, because 90% of the time, like, bro, first, let's just get a hold of the fact that I was. Wait, we on parenting now, man. We on parenting.
Yeah, no.
Dude,
we're good.
Like 90% of parenting is literally, don't do that. Sit down. Don't move. Stay there. Stop. Not as much, but what's crazy is being 19 and finding out that you finna have a kid. Like, it's surreal. Like I can't really explain it, because I really felt like I was in limbo them 9 months. Like, cause it was like I was constantly working. I was doing everything I could to possibly prepare me, but nothing really could prepare me. Like, not having as many bassinets, all of the extra kid stuff. Like, it really didn't prepare me. Actually, waiting until my daughter actually got there, it was one of the best moments in human history to me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The Big Bang, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Noah's Ark, that's cool. I love it. But Zola Beasley being born? I said Noah's Ark. I said Noah.
Nah, Noah's Ark, the story.
I'm talking about historical events can't amount nothing in my eyes to my daughter being born on February 28th.
Right.
2021.
Right. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
No, I hear that.
It's crazy, because now that I actually look back at it, and it was almost 3-4 years ago. Like, it's crazy. Like, it's mind boggling. Like, to see how far I come, what I'm doing now, what I'm trying to do. I'm moving to a 3-bedroom house come February 1st.
Oh shit! Where?
Right behind Washington High School. It's not really nothing, but I'm only using that as a stepping stone, because the next 2 years, I'm saving up so I can buy me a house.
Yes.
It might not be in Wisconsin. It might not be. I don't know. All I know is I'm doing anything that I possibly can to ensure the success of me and my children. Good. And my fiance too. Shout out to her, because right now she's going to school to get her phlebotomy license. So, you know what I'm saying?
Her lobotomy?
Phlebotomy. She finna be a certified phlebotomist. But
phlebotomy?
Phlebotomist, yeah.
What is that?
That's the person who draw all your blood.
Oh, okay, yeah. That goes to show you how much I've been to the fucking doctor.
Oh my goodness. When the last time you had a checkup, sir?
It's been a minute. It's been a minute. Yo, Tay, could you do me a favor? Could you open that window? Yeah, no, and it's kind of this crazy experience. Also, just to go back to kind of like the parenting thing, and with me and Tay, because I get that I like try to, I'm obviously looking out for his best intentions and everything like that. And then there's these moments where I'm like, dude, like, what are you doing? Can you not see the picture that I'm trying to show you? You know what I mean? Which is fine. And I've gotten better at communicating and being able to communicate things with him and with other people, but like, especially with him, but like, it's also, I also have to keep fucking reflecting on it, because who knows, maybe I'm telling him shit because it's something that, we're different people. So maybe that shit's just not even going to work for him. Maybe he doesn't even have the same worries as I do, or the same interest in something that I do, or, the same problem. He doesn't have the same problems that I do. I don't have the same problems as him. You know what I mean? So me telling him, don't do this, or you should do this, or, trying to get through to him on some of those situations. Like, I need to, sometimes and I think this just happens with parenting in general. And I'm not saying I'm his parent, but I feel like it at sometimes, because I am having to say these things, and like, it feels like it, right? And it's either something that could be within me that doesn't relate to him. It could be something that somebody did to me, and that's how I communicate to him, and that's just not working, because then sometimes I feel like I think I'm hearing my dad in me or my mom in me or something like that. And, he's a person that responds well to like good eye contact and like an understanding. He doesn't respond well to like you telling him like, do this, do that. It just doesn't work for you. You know what I mean? Like,
it's funny that you talk about eye contact because when I was younger, I had a big thing with like eye contact, especially when like having conversation with people. For sure.
Can you say that again?
I said, it's funny that you mentioned eye contact because when I was younger, I would have issues with like talking to people. You keep talking. Like with the eye contact.
Yeah.
And there was like one situation I remember when I was younger. My uncle, actually, his brother, my uncle Jacoby, he actually was talking to me about a serious situation, and I wasn't looking at him. I mean, obviously, I knew I was in the wrong, so I was.
You had a problem with eye contact, like yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you would never look at fucking people when they would talk.
Yeah.
Your head was always somewhere else, for sure.
But I mean, it's definitely something I've got a lot better with, because I mean, now I like, something like you got to do when you socializing and talking to people is like look them in the eye.
Yeah, otherwise you're like, what did we just have a conversation about? And also, you don't ever even actually feel any kind of connection.
Mm-hmm.
It like you literally don't have any kind of connection. But also, like what I was gonna say also too was that it's this crazy like relationship because I'm growing as I've been mentoring you, or I don't know why I call it mentoring anymore. You know what I mean? Like, but like it started as mentorship, right? When you were 11.
Right.
So it's been 13 years now, like February or something like that. Actually,
14.
Sorry, 14 years. That's crazy, yeah.
14.
This year will be 14 years. So, and it's actually crazy. I was going to say, I need to get I have the Big Brothers, Big Sisters packet still in my at the end of my bed.
You found it?
No, it's in there. I knew it's in there.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been in there since forever. Since I literally got matched with you. Like, we should pull that shit out and go see.
Oh, yeah. Because we did reach out to them before about the thing.
Yeah, a couple of months ago, we reached out to Big Brothers, Big Sisters in Milwaukee, and we're like, hey, like, we're, like, still, like, super close. Like, this kid's my fucking baby boy right over here. So,
basically.
yeah, and now he's, like, staying in my home. Like, now he actually is my fucking baby.
He won't leave me alone.
I'm literally changing his diapers at 24 years old. Like, what the fuck?
Literally.
You guys should do a story on this. Yeah.
It helps,
For sure.
Right.
For sure.
Yeah, so they have a podcast, and then they also do, like, other, I think, like, award stuff and TV stuff and whatever. But we just thought it would be, like, a cool thing. Like, it just felt right at the time. And, I was like, fuck it, I'm going to reach out and see, if they might want to.
We were both here, too, when you did that, too.
Yeah, and it was while he was here living with me. But what I was also going to say was just that, and I keep having to go back to it because I don't actually finish the thought, but I keep having to realize that I'm growing as you're growing as well. So, 12 years ago, 14 years ago, when we were matched, those first 5 years before I moved out to New York, I could only do so much because I only knew so much at that time.
For sure.
So then as you got older, and I'm getting older every single day, like every time I have a conversation with you, I'm trying to like be more present and like think about what's actually happening here. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and try to, give you guidance and everything that I have, and also, be a best friend for you, and like whatever relationship or, I don't know, communication, I don't know what word I want to use, communication, tactic or whatever the fuck I'm doing in relation to you. Like, I'm trying to get better as a person in that way every day. So then I do feel like, oh shit, there's a lot that I still have to learn.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? Like, there's still a lot that I have to learn as a person and as somebody who is looking out for somebody that is younger than them and looks up to them and like has known me as like a mentor and an older brother and this figure that I am, right? So I try to keep that grounded within me, like every time we talk and every time we have a conversation, or you know what I mean?
For sure. I mean, up to this point, since I've known you since 14 years ago, I tell you this all the time, bro. You've always been a big brother to me, for sure. I feel like you've always had my best intentions at heart, and it's kind of like the parenting thing when it comes to the entire, you know, tough love thing. You know, I feel like you expect a lot of me, 'cause I expect a lot of myself. I feel like we both see the potential in the things that I'm capable of doing. So
yeah.
I feel like you hold me accountable more than a lot of other people do, for sure.
Yeah.
Family, blood related or not, I don't feel like that matters. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, that's what it's about, having people around you that's gonna push you and, you know, hold you accountable to do the things that they know and that you know you're capable of doing. For sure.
Right. Yeah. I think that's perfect. Like, of course, I do think that there's a lot of potential there, and I'm kind of the one that kind of gets to try to get you to see that and fucking feel it and understand it, and like, you know, like I'm trying to do that for you. I've always been trying to do that for you as well. You know what I mean? Like,
for sure.
So, yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
All right. So, I think we should talk about my time in New York.
Yes, let's do it. Let's talk about whatever. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about, man. Actually, you know what? First of all, before we talk about your time in New York, okay?
Okay.
Because we can talk about that on another podcast when it's just you and me and we're chilling, right? So, we got these motherfuckers over here with us. Okay. They already know how your time in New York went. At least a little bit. So, what does it feel like for you being here, back on the couch that you slept on for 7 months, with your dad in my fucking kitchen, and your little brother, who's never been on an airplane? And how many times have you been outside the state of Wisconsin? 3 or 4 times you've been out of the state of Wisconsin. Come to the city that you now love and
consider home.
Where you consider home, right? Where your heart lies. Home is where the heart is.
For sure.
As an adult. And what does that feel like with them being here, man? And being able to get to do this, like, what the fuck is going on right now? We're podcasting. Your fucking dad's,
literally,
all of your dad's crazy fucking stories in life, and your brother's shit. Like, what's going on? How does this feel for you?
Dang, I haven't even got a chance to get on the podcast. I'm like, you guys here, and now all of a sudden he wants to shoot some shit, and I'm like, wow. Wow.
You gotta earn that spot, you know.
I see.
I gotta get you to make a fucking basketball team, and then we're gonna put you on that fucking motherfucker, right?
I hear you.
Right? You get the spot on
like
the podcast once you get the fucking spot on the team, all right?
PG-13, man, my guy.
No, so for real, like, how's that feel? Like to be here now with your family here visiting, you know?
It's a real surreal moment. I honestly just been trying to soak it all in, you know. Obviously with me having to compete, you know, and play for a tryout, and kind of trying to mash that in with, you know, soaking it in with them being here to not only support me but to, you know, enjoy, you know, the moments of watching them, you know, do you know, different things that they're not necessarily accustomed to. And just being able to, I guess, show them, you know, a different aspect and walk of life, you know, especially considering that, you know, obviously I consider New York home, and it's somewhere that I want to be and, you know, plan on being for the future. So, yeah, just kind of trying to, like you said, take things slow, you know, and kind of enjoy this moment with them, for them, you know, and yeah.
What has been, and you might want to repeat this through the microphone because I actually don't have it. What has been a moment for you on this trip since I'm coming back now.
What has been a moment for you on this trip where, like, you had that realization? Or has there been a feeling yet like that? Or do you think that's going to come when, like, after you leave and you get home and everyone's home? And
usually, that's usually how it goes. I wait till I get home, and then it's like, dang, I miss everything and everybody and how things were. Usually that's usually how it is. Lately with me traveling so much, I've become accustomed to leaving and going and leaving and going and stuff like that. So, like I said, I just live in the moment, live in this moment. I would say the first moment for me was probably the other night. We were at a bar down the street from Wall Street. The night before, having to go compete in the Long Island. And, we had a really good time, and just like being able to witness my dad, just interact with all different types of people, no matter who they are, what they're doing, what age. It was incredible. And then also like the whole art gallery thing, like, there's been a ton of highlights throughout this whole ordeal. So it's like there's no
the star of the show.
The star of the show for sure. But there's no dull moment, man. And like I said, I'm trying to soak this all in because there was a point where I never thought my brother would leave Wisconsin. So, I mean, who knows? I mean, like, now that he's been here now and he's been on a plane now, who knows? He's probably ready to book another trip.
Mm-hmm.
Going to Texas in August.
He's going to Texas in August, yeah.
I mean, that's what I'm here for. And kind of back to what you said about, taking every day to learn yourself and to learn how to be a better teacher, a better instructor, for, the people you love and care about. It's kind of the same thing that I'm going through with him, with DJ, stuff like that. So, I mean, like, every day I'm trying to be better at guiding, listening for sure. And like you said, trying to, put myself in his position as best as I can to try to understand why he feels the way he do, why he's doing the things he does, and what I can do to help him for sure.
And you're talking about DJ.
Weedy and DJ.
Oh, Weedy and DJ. Okay. Yeah. It's a crazy balance to like try to understand them. Try to understand somebody like that while you're also trying to be like where you're also trying to guide them. Because a lot of people don't want to listen, right? So we gotta instill that, from a young age. Like we've got to be able to instill that trust and that listening skill in our kids and our children.
That's big.
Because you got to learn how to communicate. You learn how to communicate with somebody and understand them and let somebody show themselves to you and embrace them in the way that they are. Then you can find that middle ground, as a parent or as a mentor or as an older brother or whatever, right? That's where you can find that.
In basketball, they call it being coachable.
Exactly, being coachable. Exactly. And are you coachable?
Very much so.
You're very coachable.
You can't become better if you're not coachable.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
For sure. What do you think are some things that I've coached you on? I want to hear this. He's probably like, you tried to coach me in a couple things. It wasn't good.
I don't know if it wasn't good coaching. Maybe it just didn't work.
Yeah. It didn't work for that player.
Did not work.
Okay, then talk your shit. What was it, fool? We gonna say it didn't work. Tell me I'm a bad coach. If you gotta talk about it now, you better fucking tell me, motherfucker. I need to be a better coach too. I want to learn. Tell me.
Man,
and you better not say the girls.
You know I'm gonna say the girls. Yeah, it's the girls.
He said the girls.
The toxic king is speaking, guy.
Yo, he self-proclaimed. Well, no, I proclaimed it, but then he full on took it and ran.
I had to.
The toxic
I
king.
couldn't help myself.
This motherfucker is toxic as hell.
Listen, I learned everything about women from Kyle.
No, you haven't.
You have to hear this.
What?
I learned everything.
This camera right there. That camera right there.
I learned everything from Kyle. Okay.
You sound like you were talking about.
He was being very coaching, and I was being very coachable, but it just wasn't working.
It just wasn't. I just couldn't do it, coach. I just couldn't.
All he wanted me to do was leave the girls alone, and I just couldn't do it.
He couldn't do it.
I couldn't do it.
And where are we now?
With the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Where we at now?
With the boys right now.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, let's be fuck the girls, man. Let's be manly. We don't need girls. We don't need girls. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, that's funny.
Yeah, man. My brother.
Yo, cause I can say, unintentionally, you've coached me, or you've inspired me to listen more and learn more and fucking slow down, because not everything I'm gonna say is gonna be right for you, right? Or in general, right? I might be wrong about a lot of shit. I am wrong about a lot of shit.
We all are. Mm-hmm.
But so yeah, you've taught me and you've coached me to frickin' fucking hear where you're coming from, and get to learn you and learn how to communicate with you, and just kind of fucking understand that and embrace it, 'cause you're a very singular person. You don't I think when you're by yourself or in small situations, you're reserved and you're introverted. You're very, very introverted at heart. And I think that's a part of you where you're not going to really speak out or be boisterous and show all your fucking cards and all your personality and all this shit, unless you really fucking if somebody can somebody's really slow and they hear you and they approach you really slowly, and it's just a very grounded, slow connection type of situation, right? And you know me, I'm always fucking big and boisterous, and I'm learning how to be smaller. You know what I mean? I'm learning how to be smaller so that I can.
That's big right there.
Be yo, Kyle, you gotta be smaller, 'cause he's going to be down here.
Guys, learning how to be smaller.
Right?
That's real.
Yeah. Yeah. Learning how to be smaller.
Whoa. A lot of people should work on that. We should all work on that as people.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, I'm learning how to be smaller. Yeah, in the way that I communicate and listen.
In the words of Kyle Glenn.
Yeah.
The Toxic Prince.
The Toxic Prince, yeah. Would you go? Yeah, he goes. He's the Toxic King. I'm the Toxic Prince.
I'm the Toxic King. He's the Toxic Prince.
Okay, so you've learned nothing from me in 14 years, and this isn't about me. Let's bring it back to you. So, well, first of all, is there anything that you want to just say or talk about that comes to your mind? I wasn't even sure if you really wanted to come over here. Come over here and sit down.
Yeah, because I've been saving myself for, our real podcast, which he says I got to sign that contract to get. So, guess we're going to be waiting a little bit. Not quite there yet, but
no, I want to do want to do a separate thing though, where we talk about that shit. We don't need to talk about that.
Kind of back
to
what you said about me being introverted and not really expressing myself too much socially. I feel like I express myself more so through the way I express myself to others, in terms of the way I help and treat other people. I feel like a big part of that also is probably basketball. Like, basketball is probably one of the biggest ways that I express myself. Yeah. And, one of the things that, brings me the most emotion at all times, whether I'm in the gym shooting by myself or, in an open gym run or at an actual combine or game. I feel like nothing is better than, that emotion, that feeling that I have when, I'm kind of doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think basketball's been a huge outlet for you. Like, we've gotten you in some camps when you were younger. I would shoot around with you all the time as much as I possibly could. You got him the Kobe ball, or the ball in the Kobe book, which I know is like one of the most important things to you. I remember when he fucking called me or I was at home and we were talking about how you got him that and he was crying and shit. I don't remember if that was for Christmas or his birthday or whatever it was, but I remember him saying, this is
I think that might have been the first time I got a Christmas gift from him. I think that was his very first gift to me. A basketball.
Yep.
And a Kobe book.
Yep, and that was let's see here. That was when you were in Chicago, right? Or right before Chicago? I think it was like your first year in Chicago.
Yep. I was, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Sure was.
Yeah.
That was probably like 2020.
What does getting a gift like that from your dad mean to you?
Oh, that was big. I mean, like he said, just from, being younger, 5 years old, seeing him, in that situation that he was in with being locked up. And so, that was another surreal moment that, we kind of shared together as father and son, after, spending the time together that we had in, Madison when I was growing up as a high schooler. At that point, I was 22, possibly. So maybe 21. But, yeah, so to be able to share that moment with him and kind of see the progress and, where he was and where he's going in life, not only by himself, but, as a father, as a brother, as a uncle, and now grandfather, is big, so I was never under the impression that I would ever get a gift. Not that I really cared if I did or not, but to get one, it meant a lot to me, for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And what was it? I can only imagine how that felt for sure. What was it like? Growing up with, him being gone from 5 to, well, I shouldn't say gone, right? I don't even know how much you guys were talking, right? But you being in prison for those 8 years until you were 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because he asked this question to Weedy, so I feel like I should ask you because I want to know as well. What is that like?
Honestly, when I was younger and I have realized the situation, it was hard. It really was. But, shout out my moms. And obviously his mother, my grandma. they took a lot of pressure and a lot of stress off the entire situation. So, I mean, it made me feel safe and secure for sure. Knowing that they had my back regardless, you know. I mean, obviously I miss my dad, you know, but at a point, like, I had them, so I was straight. But then, I mean, you know, at first I was angry at the world, but, you know, it came to a point, you know, where he, you know, explained that, you know, like, he's going to be him, I'm going to be me at the end of the day. And nothing nobody does should affect the man that I am or how I carry myself or my character. So once we had that conversation after a falling out, that he ended up going back to jail for a little stint, you know, I mean, that was the big moment for me. I mean, like, I had waited, you know, so long to kind of, you know, like, express myself in a manner like that I sort of needed to let out, because it was like, dude, where the fuck you been at? Like, but it was like, you know, it was just something that we kind of had to go through, you know, as men, or at the time I was a young man, but still as people in general, having that father-son relationship for sure.
Yeah. How old were you when that happened?
I think I was maybe like 16.
Yeah. Was that when you were in Madison?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I remember that happening vaguely. I don't remember all the details. Can you take us through that? Like, what was that? What was that conversation like?
It wasn't really a conversation. It was more so me, like, yelling. But I could remember I think I was at school earlier. I had basketball practice or whatever. You know, at the time he was working or whatever, but that specific night he had said that he would make dinner or whatever. And, you know, I had worked out at the gym and I was tired and shit, and I didn't want to cook for myself usually like I would do. But he had said that he was going to make dinner, so I came home, you know, and dinner wasn't ready. I was confused, and he wasn't nowhere to be found. So, you know, I'm get to asking questions like, where he at? Like, he said he would go feed me. I'm hungry, shit. Like, I want to eat, shit. And, you know, I go outside and he's talking to his guys, you know, they talking shit, you know. And I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck you doing? Like, you said you was finna make dinner. You out here shooting shit, drinking beers with these lame ass niggas. Like, that's literally how I said it. Sorry, excuse the language. But seriously, like, that's kind of how I went about it. And he's like, hold on, God. Hold my beer. He's like, you ain't gonna approach me in front of these people like that, woo. I'm like, man, listen, we got a problem. We can discuss it right here, right now. I ain't gotta go nowhere. I'm here. What you want to do? So,
who said that? You said that?
I said that. We did that. We fought. We did that. We definitely did that. We was choking, fighting, punching, rolling, all type of deal. And after the fact, what happened. But after that whole thing, he expressed to me, like I said, we had our conversation about our differences and what he had done, you know, and who he was as a man and what he was doing. And once I kind of came to terms with that and was able, it made me understand my father better.
Yeah.
And it helped me learn, you know, essentially why he did what he did. And, you know, that he wasn't, you know, fully aware of everything that he was doing, but he was aware at the times he needed to be. He was aware when I was, you know, making the news. He was aware when I was trying to be in the gym. You know, he was aware when I was chasing certain things. So, I mean, for me, like, that time he spent gone don't mean shit to the time he's spending with me now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, nah, for sure. But I mean, it wasn't easy, for sure. Like, for all those black males out there that's young and don't have fathers, it's not easy. It won't be easy. life has never been easy, but
If they put in extra cut on the
I hope they find the light,
Mm-hmm.
and I hope that they find closure in whatever it is that they feel or need, for sure. But yeah, it's work. Every day it's work.
We gave our pops for the way he left us feel. So you know what I'm saying? I feel like he just gives that back, you know what I'm saying, in the love and everything that he just contributed to all around lives. And hell, I got three kids. It ain't never a time to I got like 3 kids. It ain't never a time that my pops is gonna be watching my kids, or you know what I'm saying, he around. So that's all that really matters to me now. Nothing more, nothing less. So
you want to say anything on that? You good? Just taking it in? Of course, yeah. We'll get some pizza in a second. Yeah, you can come. You sit in the middle.
Close out.
Yeah, just hearing you talk to them, like the fight. I didn't think he remembered that shit. I mean, I knew he remembered this shit, but what I didn't think was I got the result I was going after, because, people say you fought your father. That's parents ain't always right, and all parents ain't good parents either. Right. And what I deserved out of that whole ordeal, because if I'm not acting like a leader, a father, don't treat me like one. See, that a lot of people get it. I am going to always, nothing to change me being your father.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But at the time, and at that time, and the world that we were living in, and the man I saw that my son wanted to be, I had to do certain things to him, because the resentment he had for me being gone wasn't allowing him to express himself and tell me things. So it's not like when you don't have a fluent channel of communication, you got to make streams. So I had to create creeks. And when my son was finally ready to tell me how he felt, that was when it happened. But I got what I wanted out of it. I wanted him to be able to know his man and be able to declare himself that and express himself no matter how big the target. Mother, father, grandmother, brother, sister. You got to express yourself. And you got to let people know how you feel. Otherwise, while you think by not telling them how you feel about them, you hurting them, you're just carrying unnecessary weight.
Yes.
And he gonna have enough of that to carry on his own, out of his own life. I don't want him to carry my shit. So please unload that shit. Let's do it.
Oh my God.
And I went to jail that night, and it was crazy because when one of the guys actually was trying to get slick, they was like, "You can't cut. Whoa, that's still my son. Now me and him might be beefing, but you can't talk to my son. You got every right to say." And see, when I didn't stop him for being, mean or rude or whatever to me, they was just like, "Whoa, you let him?" Yes, because that's what he should be doing to anybody who don't respect him, anybody who is causing him some sort of distress that he's allowed them to. You stand down on their ass. Or anything in your life, anybody that is causing you negative pain or stress, you confront their ass. I don't care what it is, because substance, I had to confront my substance. I had to learn how, and we had to come to compromises and shit. I'm not missing, and it sounds weird, but that's where me and my substance abuse is at. We got an open channel, stream of communication. We got to compromise, because I know at any time, that dude can get the better of me. So I pay attention and I talk to him. And having Tay and Weedy is just amazing, because they my best friends. We talk. People like, "Damn, bro, that's your dad you talk to?" And they talk to me. They be like, "Folks, you and your dad be hanging." People can't understand that kind of relationship because they people or they children not talking to them. It has nothing to do with what I did when I was 21 or what I go through in substance abuse. We have the relationship and the banter we have because we can be us. We not filtered in no form. So I know the real Geiontae, I know the real Geiontae, and they know the real Geion. And if you know that, nothing that happened, you be like, I didn't see that coming. Folks got a plan. And everybody said about that. And criticism is one thing. People they give you criticism, and Tay has a great family. But some people don't know how to be supportive, and they just annoying. And I don't have that luxury. I don't have that problem, I should say, when it comes to my children. They not that for me. My children is a great sounding board. So I'm only impressed though, because when in my absence, it was other people around to give them those key little parts that I should have been there to provide, and they got the right knowledge from the right people. So when I got them back, they wasn't damaged. You understand? You see? And so
Facts.
I am just so grateful for what Dog gave me and the opportunities I get, no matter how big or small. I'm gonna leave an impression, no matter where I'm at.
Yeah. Well, I think the only reason that you have that, and this is kind of like what you were saying, but the only reason you have that and you were able to salvage that is because you were real with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, you were never gonna get there if you weren't real with yourself. And be like accepting everything that you are, right, or you have done, or whatever. I think that's a big problem, and I can totally I get what you're saying, man. Like, and you're right. Like, the relationship that you guys have is very like very, very special. Like, as hard as it's been or whatever, like, yeah, it's special. It's special.
That's because I hold no grudges.
I
don't.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll get some food here. Can you say something else? Do you want anything? You want to say anything? Did anything come to your mind after having that conversation, or?
No, not really.
You cool there? Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Because I was gonna ask. The only thing I was gonna ask was, who did you see your dad as, like, when that fight broke out? You know what I mean?
Shit. Nobody. Shit.
Yeah.
We was fighting. Shit. I didn't see him as nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, like I said, through that, our relationship grew stronger. Only because, like I said, I don't hold no grudges, and I was able to, more better understand, why he was doing the things he was doing, because he was real with himself and with me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Be real with your children, guys.
Well, cool, bro. Do you guys want to say anything else before we close this up here?
I'm gonna come thank you personally,
Oh yeah, sure.
Careful, very careful. I'm agile, have to be as a burglar.
I'm agile because you have to be as a burglar. Give me 1 second. Let me make sure that this camera is
All right, you good.
Everybody, because weed came in over here, so I'm just gonna make sure that we can see everybody on this camera here. Scoot this back. Weedy, you wanna? You're cool there, actually.
Yeah, this was awesome. I'm definitely gonna get into the podcast, the chill cast game, and so. We're gonna be talking about my pay as a publicist or manager. I got some key role in this basketball shit. I know I'm in the office, corner office, not next to your mama though. But okay, listen, no, for real. I personally want to thank you, Kyle, and I'm thanking you for just allowing me. And I know you fuck with my son and you care about him, and thanks for trusting me and getting to know me and making your decisions and everything about me off of me. That's important for me too. because I didn't want you to fuck with me and be nice to me just because I was his father. I wanted to earn that. No, for real. You know, because it meant something to me. I know people be like, oh, I've only fucked with that person because of that person. That didn't do me no good. So when you fuck with me and you deal with me, that's everything to me because you dealt with me because you wanted to. And I appreciate it, and things you done for a little dog. I mean, if I could send you some cheese curds, I would, but I eat them all. You know what I'm saying? So just being a man and being humble today for so many things. I am just honored and pleasured to be at your show and to know people like you and to know that we still got a shot, the world, because there's still people like you out here. You know, they the diamonds in the rough, but they still out here. And you'll do great things in life, but with all that you will do personally, you'll do so many other great things for people that ain't gonna come in a resume or none of that. So it'll fall away. People won't know it, you know, but you'll do so many great things for other people. And I just want to thank you for giving me and my kids the opportunity to, you know, express ourselves on your platform.
Yes, and to also build on that.
I appreciate that.
So sorry, I cut
you good. But to also build on that, also want to take, you know what I'm saying, also a chance on this platform to shout out all the fathers, man. Shout out all the fathers, whether you a adoptive father, single father, foster father. You know what I'm saying? Widowed, it don't matter, man, because being a father, no cap, is very hard, and especially, you know what I'm saying, especially whether you're doing it by yourself, it's hard when you're doing it with a partner. I'm just saying, I'm just happy that I'm able to take care of my kids how I want to, you know what I'm saying, make sure they straight, do what I want to do from time to time, and I also that I got a good partner to do it with. So, you know what I'm saying, on that note, I appreciate the time and the, you know what I'm saying, to speak. So I'll pass the mic back to Kyle, you know what I'm saying?
I can only say, man, like, keep doing your thing, man. You're killing it. Keep working hard. I can tell that you fucking love being a father and that you love working as much as you do and you love your job.
Yeah.
And you could feel that.
I wouldn't say love it. I mean, yeah.
Well,
I mean, you could only deal with so much doo doo. You know, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well, no, I can say that you're doing great, bro. You're doing great. It's crazy to see your fucking transformation over the last 5 years.
Yeah,
it's been wild.
I appreciate that.
It's been really crazy.
I was telling him, what year did you get Randy pregnant?
2019.
2019.
Yeah.
Yo,
so.
I was telling the kid, I'm like, yo, the other day, what was this? A few months ago. I had to help this kid move a washer and dryer into his crib. I'm like, dude, 3 years ago, you didn't even do your own laundry. Literally, I was washing his clothes. I'm like, dude, what? Like, and now you asking me to move a washer and dryer into your house? Like, it's crazy. He's a whole family man now.
It's different, though. Being
but with that being said,
we out.
Who gets the one too many question?
Who gets the one too many question? It's a one too many question. Oh yeah, one. I won't. Don't cheat me. Treat me. Yeah. What's the question?
Well, the question is, what if you had one too many of?
I've had.
No, I think you're supposed to save the question. Like that's like the cutout. Like you got.
Is it? No. He
or
wants
you can
me
answer
to
it.
Answer that question. I've had too many wanna quits. I have to have that one I need to quit. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah. That's it for me.
I got one. I've had one too many ideas, but not action. I like that.
I'm not gonna answer this question right now. Forfeit.
That's a good reason. Because we want that when we get our check signed and this shit.
Okay.
I have one too many commas on my check.
All right, baby. Love you guys.
All right.
You coming coming out to eat.